back to TD Fans Talk, home of the real Miami Dolphin fans, guys. Don't forget to check me out on Twitter at TD Fans Talk. Instagram is TD Fans Talk, and also my Facebook page at TD Fans Talk. You can also find me at DolphinsTalk.com and Collider Sports, guys. Guys, I got a great show lined up for you all tonight. I truly do believe that the Miami Dolphins have found their quarterback for the future. Is it Josh Rosen? We shall discuss in just a moment. I'm going to give everyone a few moments to come in the room. I am going to be taking call-ins tonight. Well, actually live call-ins, so you'll be able to chat live on the screen if you like. I will be putting the link in the description, in the comment section, in about probably 15 minutes from now, after I get through saying everything I want to say about the matter of our future quarterback. We have about 30 in the room. Guys, please hit that like button on your way in the room. Again, we're going to give everybody about 30 seconds to come in, and we're going to go ahead and get started. I hope you all are having a great day, had a great day today, and I hope you have a great day tomorrow. And I hope some of you are winding down, getting ready to get your nightly rest. And hopefully TD Fans Talk can take you on out to sleep pretty much. Let me pause this real quick. All right, there we go. I'm good, Carnell. How are you, man? How are you, brother? Sorry, I just got to mute my end so I don't hear an echo. Awesome. We're good, man. We're good. Man, we already got one dislike, man. Matt Burke, man, all you got to do is come out in the comment section, Matt Burke. Just come out in the comment section and say, I'm here, man. We already got one dislike, and I haven't even said anything yet. What's up, Finsanity? Hit me up tomorrow when you get a chance. Vic in TD's house. Vic in TD's house? Vic, I'm not sure. Good evening, sir. Shout out to everybody. Let me go ahead and hit the comment section real quick before we get started. Live chat. All right. Man, shout out to the mod squad. Pete, the first one in the room. This is perfect. Fins up. Pete, Tank Carradine cut. Yes, I do know. I do know. He ain't living up to it. TD, what up, brother? I'm great, Nick. What's up, Michaela? Daniel D, what's up with you, man? Hey, TD, waiting all day for this. Man, me too, man. You come home from a trip, you got so much you got to get done. Sweet jacket, TD. Yeah, it's just really cold in the house right now. You know, the wife be up and down. Oh, I'm hot, I'm cold. So it's cold right now. So I just had to pop this on before I got started, man. Actually, my mom sent this to me. She sent me this like a few weeks ago. It's pretty cool, man. I like it, though. It's a pretty nice jacket. What's up, Team TFG? Bro, where you been, man? Yeah, hey, there's also a family life I have too, man. So give or take, you gotta manage it as best you can. How you doing, bro? I'm great. I have school tomorrow, so I am going to go, but going to watch the stream when I wake up. Cool, Nick. I appreciate you, man. Project 2022. Oh man, y'all. Ooh, I'm way behind on these comments. Let me just go on down to the bottom. If I missed you, please forgive me. All right. Yo, man. Yeah, y'all are on it. TD Talk is the highlight of your day, of our days. Hey, man, I appreciate that, man. If I can be that, man, that's real humbling. Thank you, man. 0-3 Fins, but we not done yet. Fins win Sunday, and I expect Drake and Balazs to run us to a win. Pete, I was in a good mood, man. I'm serious. I don't want to hear Drake's name, man. I was in a good mood. I'm dead serious. I don't want to hear his name, okay? I really don't, man. I had to dislike. Must have been you, Rip. Oh, man, I thought it was Matt Burke. Oh, it's 2 dislikes. So, okay, that's fine now. I thought it was Matt Burke, man. So it's on Rip Tupac and Matt Burke disliking the video. That's cool, though. All right, guys, let's go ahead and get started, man. Listen, TD's about to make I don't know if confession is the right word. It's not the right word, but I want to say it. I'm going to make a confession. I want to make a bold prediction, which I could be wrong, but here we go, man. TD, please go over the coach's interview today with us. We could do that. We could do that. I'm gonna go ahead and say it. Listen. So I watched some film today on our Dolphins from Sunday, and I got so sick of watching all the in and outs of the individuals in the team because I was just kind of very upset of the many opportunities that we had in this game, which also tells me, man, the coaches are putting these guys in good positions. The coaches are giving us good chances to make plays and score some points and make some stops. But the players, you know, they're young. They're making some mistakes, man. So I stopped watching, man. I was probably like 40% into watching film on individual players, and I just stopped. And I just focused on one guy, man. I focused on Josh Rosen. And after yesterday, I have a more accurate grade for Josh Rosen. I think I gave him a flat B. I think I gave him a flat B yesterday, 2 days ago. And I adjust that score now to a B minus. But it's not a bad thing. And that's just my overall take of his day. It was a B minus. And even though I went down on the score, I learned a lot about the kid. Enough to where, and here goes nothing, y'all, enough to where I'm ready to ride with Josh Rosen. And when I say ride with him, I'm not talking about for the rest of the season. I'm ready to ride with Josh Rosen to potentially be our franchise quarterback going forward for the next several years. And because what I saw out of this kid playing football on Sunday, not just in person, but going back and watching the film, Josh Rosen is all you need to get the job done. And that's not a knock on him, or I'm not degrading him or putting him under or anything like that. And I'm not saying that Josh Rosen is elite, and I'm not saying that he's average. Josh Rosen ain't average. Josh Rosen is above average. Okay? He is above average. But here's what I'm going to say. When I watched this kid's film yesterday, I'm ready to literally ride out. And today I watched some. I'm ready to ride out with him as our future quarterback. And now some of y'all ain't going to like what I'm about to say. Josh Rosen now makes me feel the same way I felt about Ryan Tannehill. Some of y'all ain't going to like this, but he makes me feel the same way I felt about Ryan Tannehill. Here is a quarterback who's good enough to get the job done, but we got to put the team around him to be effective. We got to put the team around him to be effective. I'm not saying Tannehill is better than him or Rosen is better than Tannehill. I'm not getting into all of that. I'm talking about the Miami Dolphins have found their quarterback of the future if he continues to play at the level that he played yesterday and or continues to get better. Continues to get better. Somebody just said stop settling for mediocrity. He's not mediocrity. He's above average. He's above average, okay? And if you keep on looking for something greater than above average, guess what? You're going to be settling for winning the lottery. That's what you're going to be doing. Settling for winning the lottery. For trying to win the lottery. Let me be accurate here. You're going to be settling for trying to win the lottery. People always, man, we need to find the next Dan Marino. Do you know how many Dan Marinos have come into the NFL since Dan Marino? And you take how many Dan Marinos have come into the league since Dan Marino, and you divide that by all the quarterbacks that's come in the league since Dan Marino. A 1% chance, probably. A 1% chance. But y'all want to keep chasing the 1% chance. I'm done with that. Why can't we win Super Bowls with an Eli Manning type quarterback? The Giants did. Why can't we win Super Bowls with the Joe Flacco type quarterback? The Ravens did. Why can't we? But instead, we want to put all our eggs in one basket going after this 1% chance of finding the next Dan Marino. That's involving yourself in an insane process. Straight up insanity. That's insanity, man. I think that we need to get behind Josh Rosen, support this kid to be our future quarterback, and focus on the defense. Putting a defense around him that's going to allow him to make his young errors and get better and better and own this team. I watched his press conference today and I liked it. I like what he was saying. I like that he calls out his flaws, even in a game that I thought he did well. Calling his protections. Got a receiver blocking a safety instead of the linebacker on the hot read or whatever he said. And I like that he recognizes where he can improve. That tells me he's being a student of the game. And when y'all say things like Rosen is a bust, and that's Mike. Okay, Mike always saying negative stuff. But when people say things like Rosen is a bust, ain't no bust gonna play like he did yesterday. He's dropping dimes to these receivers. He's dropping beautiful passes on point to these receivers. And they're not catching the ball. Now, am I saying that Rosen is the savior and he's going to come in like Tom Brady and make that kind of a difference? I'm not saying that whatsoever. But once again, if you're looking for the next Dan Marino or the next Tom Brady, you could be looking for 20 years in a row and you draft the number one quarterback coming out 20 years in a row and still may not hit. And still may not hit. I refuse to be one of those Miami Dolphin fans who continues to go in this side. Let me depict for you all. I want you to close your eyes and listen to what I'm about to say and picture what I'm saying, and you'll recognize. See, take all the distraction out. You'll recognize what I'm about to say is exactly what we've been doing for the last 20 years. I am not going to be this type of Miami Dolphin fan. We need a quarterback. We get a quarterback. We need an O-line. We get an O-line. We need cornerbacks. We go get cornerbacks. Why did we get rid of that O-line? Because we had to pay money to get cornerbacks. Well, we need both. We go get both. Why aren't these receivers catching the ball? Because we ain't got no number one receiver. Insert Brandon Marshall. Oh, we got Brandon Marshall now, but why can't we run the ball? Or this and that. It's always something. It's always something we need. Always something we need because we give and take. We give and take. And don't get me started into the conversation of then why can't we have it all? Because some of the same people that want it all are the same people saying, pay the man. You can't have it all when you got Ndamukong Suh contracts. You can't have it all when you re-ing up on people like Pouncey. You can't have it all if you decided to pay Ajayi and Landry. You can't have it all. You just can't. I'm convinced no matter what the media says, because I don't listen to the media, the media will continue to tell you that Tua is going to be the Miami Dolphins' number one option. But yet we haven't heard a single soul out of the organization say such. The media is going to keep on telling you that. You know why? They expect the Miami Dolphins to have the worst. Don't they do this every year? Do they not do this every single year with whoever the worst franchise is, they sell the next up-and-coming quarterback to that franchise? Do they not do that every year? Shout out to you, Darius Gilmore, with the donation. He said, what's up, TD from Arizona? Arizona in the house, baby. That's what's up, man. That's what's up, man. But don't they do that every single year? Whoever the next glorified quarterback coming out, they sell it to the sorriest team. And what do the fan base do? Just to bring energy? Oh, we're going to get the next best thing coming. Wow, I wonder how the Browns felt when they got the next best thing coming. Now I don't even think he in the NFL. I wonder how the Cardinals felt last year when they talk about they went and drafted a quarterback twice in a row. And it don't look like he's making the difference out there in Arizona. Or didn't he have 2 picks last week? Didn't Kyler Murray have 2 picks last week and they lost? Oh, but at least he got a half a victory, right? We gonna live on that, huh? At least he got a half a victory. He's 0.5 and 2.5. Better than what Rosen is, right? That's what we're gonna live on, right? Here they are. They done threw Rosen to the wolves. And now they got Kyler Murray, and it ain't looking that much better. It ain't looking that much better. It ain't looking that much better. Kyler is balling. And is it making a difference? You see my point here? And then y'all want to say he balling with 2 interceptions last week? I'm just saying. He could be playing good, but 2 interceptions, I don't even know how you put balling in the same sentence. I don't know how you put balling in the same sentence. I don't care if you got 400 passing yards, 2 interceptions. How you going to put balling in the same sentence? That's a little biased to me. It's a little biased to me. It's a little bit biased to me. And I don't care if he has 0 interceptions. Is it equating to W's? Because ain't that the goal, ladies and gentlemen? Isn't the goal to get W's and W's and W's and W's? Here comes a team who was hoping Rosen was going to make the difference, and they said he wasn't, and then they go get Kyler Murray, and he's quote unquote balling, and it still ain't making a difference. So what does it really take for the team to be good? Arizona got Kyler Murray. What is it going to take for them to be playoff bound and be really good? I asked that to all the people who feel like we got to go find our franchise quarterback. Because what is it going to take for the Arizona Cardinals to be good? According to some of you all, they found their guy. They found the quarterback that's going to make the difference, but it's not making the difference. So what is it going to take for them to actually be a good team? And you know TD ain't going to let you off the hook. Don't say anything outside of quarterback. So maybe it is a rhetorical question. Maybe I am asking you a question just to set you up. Because at the end of the day, he's not making the difference. So it has to be something else on the team. Oh, are we finally willing to accept the fact that the quarterback does not make the only difference on winning? I hear some people say, I'll pick a quarterback in the first round for the next 20 years if I have to. It's tough, y'all. It's tough to get people to see the light. And everybody who's screaming for Tua. Fast forward to next year, Miami Dolphins, #1 overall pick, select Tua. And say we do nothing else. And we start 0-3. You think Tua would have made a difference in these last 3 games? Do you really think Tua would have made a difference in these last 3 games? Tua's throwing beautiful passes. Wide receivers dropping it. Tua got a wide open man, the offensive line giving up a sack. You think Tua would have made that much of a difference? And the reason why I bring this point up is the simple fact that it's really unfair to the quarterbacks that we've already had in this franchise. And it's also unfair to Josh Rosen right now. For us to judge Josh Rosen off of our wins and losses when no QB would make the difference. But we're willing to go out in free agency, get defensive linemen, get offensive linemen, finally be ready for war next year, go get a quarterback like Tua to put in place, and he looks amazing, and then everybody starts saying, I told you Tua would be the difference when he's coming into a perfect situation. when you already got a guy like Josh Rosen who's willing, able, and capable of getting the job done. But will he actually receive that luxury of having a chance to get the job done when we got the weapons that's necessary around him? When we have the guys who aren't dropping the ball? Will we actually give this man his fair shot? How could you actually judge the kid when he's throwing the ball very nicely and receivers are dropping the ball? When he's moving the ball down the field and running backs are fumbling the ball? How could you really put a judgment on him not being the guy for the future when if half of these plays were converted, we would at least be 1-2? I don't know. I'm just saying here. How are we really giving fair overall assessments that are negative when the negative part of what's going on isn't the quarterback? And another reason why I'm so high on Josh Rosen now, another reason why I'm so high on him is the simple fact that he is the only option right now where we won't have to worry about the $40 million quarterback. He is the only guy that we would not have to worry about the $35 to $40 million quarterback. We wouldn't. We wouldn't. We would not have to worry about it. Matter of fact, if I was the Miami Dolphins, I would pull the biggest fumblerooski of all time. I don't even know why I'm using the term fumblerooski, but I'll pull the biggest trick and deceit in the front office of all time. Miami Dolphins, first draft pick, whatever. Matter of fact, the first pick we got better be a defensive end from my standpoint. But whatever that second pick is, number 8, 10, 11, 12, wherever it is, the Miami Dolphins select the best quarterback on the board. And you know what I would do whenever I select that quarterback on the board? I'll bring him in to compete with Josh Rosen. I would offer Josh Rosen his new contract. If I already know Josh Rosen is the future, I will offer Josh Rosen his new contract. I would say, hey, Josh Rosen, we got another quarterback we drafted. You know, we really like you. We're thinking about moving on to this new guy, but it depends. Are we going to be able to get a good deal? Because we do like you. We got a 5-year, $80 million deal right here. 5-year, $80 million deal. What's up? 16 a year. Josh Rosen would take it. He would take it. 5 years, $16 million. And as soon as I ink that deal, whoever that quarterback is that we drafted, I'm putting them on a trade block for more than what I paid for him. Anybody want this guy right here? It's a first rounder and a second, maybe. I'm going to flip that and make more out of it while securing a team-friendly deal for your future quarterback for the next 5 years. So you got 5 years of the benefit Brady had of putting better talent around the quarterback, being able to afford so many more weapons. That's what you'll have at that point. And I hope the Dolphins are thinking about that. But first and foremost, they have to first believe that Josh Rosen is the future. And that's why I'm actually rooting for this kid from this point on. I'm rooting for him. I'm rooting for him to continue to play well, win, lose, or draw. Just continue to not be the reason we're losing. Josh Rosen, continue to not be the reason we're losing. That's it. Just don't be the reason we're losing. Just don't be the reason we're losing. Let me see what some of y'all had to say, man. I thought Rosen looked good, bro. He did, Justin. But you know what? We would be raving about him if receivers weren't dropping balls and running backs weren't fumbling. We'd be raving about him today. If we beat the Dallas Cowboys, we'd be raving about Josh Rosen for doing the same exact thing he already did if the receivers would have caught the ball. We'd be raving about it. See, that's what people aren't talking about. How if we would have won the game and receivers caught the ball, we'd be raving about Josh Rosen. It's the truth, man. It ain't Rosen. We know it's not Rosen. We know it's not Rosen. Bipolar, we were not rooting for Rosen in the preseason. He is not a leader. I look for leadership in the QB, win, lose, or draw. And hey, I actually agree with you. I look for leadership in the quarter QB, win, lose, or draw as well. But I'm not putting that on Rosen anymore. I'm putting that on Flores to instill those attributes into him, to help him develop those characteristics. And when I saw his press conference today, I saw a little bit of the potential there to actually be the leader. When I watched his press conference, it made me feel a little better about him. Now, do I still think that has a little soft tendencies around the edges? Yes. 22 years old though, man. Oh boy, I would love for the 22-year-old to already have it. But beggars can't be choosers. And I could model my perfect quarterback, but I'd never find it. I could model my perfect quarterback, but I never find it. And if I did, once again, I'd be hitting the lottery. So we either wait to hit the lottery or take an approach that's more realistic and gives you a good opportunity. And I'm not going to sit around and wait to hit the lottery. I'm not. You ever played the lottery before? Because I have before. You know, when those mega millions get to like 800 million, you know, a lot of people play then. You know, you ever buy a ticket and then the 2 days you're waiting on the numbers to come, you think about what you could be doing and how your life could change? I know some of y'all know what I'm talking about. I know you know what I'm talking about. But then you wake up the next morning, check your ticket, and you ain't even hit a number. You ain't even get one number right. And if you're lucky, you got one or two. And life just keeps going on. That's what it is. That's what it's like waiting on the next Dan Marino. That's what it's like. And I can tell you now, stop wasting your time. If it comes, it's going to come. But don't go looking for it you know. You will never know that the person you're drafting is going to be the next this and that. Because I could probably name to you 50 quarterbacks right now who received honors and regarded to be the next somebody great and never even came close to living up to it. Never came close to living up to it. I have a gambling problem. Shh. Well, please don't gamble with the Dolphins, man. We don't need to keep on first round pick quarterback. That's what we want to do. Just look at other teams. Look at how many of them are missing. They're missing. And just because things look okay right now, don't mean they still didn't miss. Do you think the Jets missed with Sam Darnold? Y'all let me know in the comment section. That's a good question. Do you think that the Jets missed with Sam Darnold? Y'all let me know in the comment section what y'all think about that. People say yes, yes, no. So far, I don't believe they have. No, yes. Too soon to tell. That's my point. Whether you're no, yes, too soon to tell, the reality is it's too soon to tell. But guess what? If you found the next Dan Marino, you know right now. You would know right now. If you found the next Drew Brees, you would know right now. You wouldn't say it's too early to tell. You'd say absolutely. You'd say absolutely. See, watch this. Did the Chiefs miss on Patrick Mahomes? Did they miss on Patrick Mahomes? Let me see how many too earlys to tell I get or how many no's I get. Did they miss on Patrick Mahomes? Nope, no, hell no, 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 no. But Dan Marino never won anything. LOL, it's a fact. You're right. But that's what we're looking for, the next Dan Marino. But it's not the fact that Dan Marino never won anything. He was still one of the greatest ever. It's the fact that people keep looking for the greatest, another greatest ever, when the greatest ever ain't the reason you're going to win Super Bowls. Because if it was the reason you're going to win Super Bowls, Dan Marino would have multiple. Forget multiple. Dan Marino would have one, at least. If finding the next franchise quarterback is the difference that's going to win you a Super Bowl, then why does Dan Marino have 0 of them? Do you think Matt Ryan is a franchise quarterback? Let me know in the comment section. Yes or no? Do you think Matt Ryan is a franchise quarterback? Really want to hear this one. Yes, yeah, yes, yes, no, yes. I think he is. Some people are saying no now. I think he is. Matter of fact, I know he is. He's definitely a franchise quarterback. Has he won a Super Bowl, ladies and gentlemen? Has he won a Super Bowl? Because everybody's saying we're looking for a franchise quarterback when franchise quarterbacks ain't winning Super Bowls. See, some people say Matt Ryan is overrated or elite level. Listen, this is where I put Matt Ryan. Whatever tier is right under Brady and them, but above the above averages. He's in whatever tier is right below Brady and Manning and all them, but above all the above average guys. Same place I put Russell Wilson. In a tier right below Brady and them, but above all the above average guys. Right there. That's where I put him. That's where I put him. But here we are, another franchise quarterback. Has he won a Super Bowl? Is Phillip Rivers a franchise quarterback, ladies and gentlemen? Can I interest anybody in that? Is Phillip Rivers a franchise quarterback? Y'all let me know in the comment section. Yes, yeah. Oh man, my phone just died, I believe. I need to go get me a charger. One moment, guys. Trying to hook this phone up to the charger. One moment, guys. Give me a second. Seeing if I could bring something up real quick. All right, what was I saying? Oh, was Phillip Rivers yeah, I think everybody said yes, Phillip Rivers is a franchise quarterback. I don't even know. I need to look it up. Has Phillip Rivers won a Super Bowl? Has Phillip Rivers won a Super Bowl? Can y'all let me know in the comment section? Has he won a Super Bowl? Rivers, yes. Part of the reason Breeze moved on. No, 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 no. Trash teams he's on should have got him a Super Bowl. So the teams prevented these great quarterbacks from winning the Super Bowl. So you can be a great quarterback and not win a Super Bowl because the team around you. But the way a lot of people make it seem is as if you just need the franchise quarterback. But they had the franchise quarterback, but now they need the team too. Oh, okay. Okay. I'm not, it's just not adding up, man. Matt Ryan, Phillip Rivers, Dan freaking Reno. Dan freaking Reno. All these great quarterbacks never won a Super Bowl because some people are saying it's the team around them. But then other people are saying you have to have the elite quarterback to win a Super Bowl. But then you got Eli and Flacco and Trent Dilfer winning Super Bowls, and they're not elite quarterbacks. Man, it's just not adding up for me. I don't get the logic here. I don't get it. Josh Rosen is good enough, ladies and gentlemen. Josh Rosen is good enough. We need to put all our money and resources in developing and putting a great team around this man. And if he proves with all the weapons he has around him next year that he's the reason why we're not taking the next step, then in 2021, that's when you draft a quarterback. If you don't do my plan, which is draft one anyway and trade him after the fact when you get a good deal for Rosen. And you probably could do that later in the future. But I don't see why you wouldn't go with Josh Rosen next year if you're going to put all the weapons he needs around him to see what this kid can do. How do you really evaluate a player in a terrible situation? Is Nick Foles elite? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. He goes in the category, just like I said, with Trent Dilfer, with Joe Flacco, with Eli Manning. No, he's not elite. Matter of fact, he's in the same tier as Matt Castle to me. Brady tears his ACL and Castle takes the team to the playoffs, looking like a MVP that year. Some of y'all probably too young to even remember that year. It wasn't that long ago. Tom Brady, ACL, out for the season. I remember because I had Tom Brady as my fantasy quarterback and he went down week 1. I was mad. I was mad. But Castle came in and did just about as much as Brady would do. Facts. Facts. That's why he got that big deal the next year on whatever other team he went to. I don't even remember. TD, what do you think about Tua? I think Tua has a great arm. I think he has great awareness in the pocket. I think he is a very special talent. I like his game. He just makes me nervous. He makes me scared because I don't know what I don't see enough film on him to know what he's going to do when his first progression isn't open. What is he going to do when his first and second progression isn't open? And the NFL speed from the defensive line is just as fast as him. What is he going to do in those situations? That's my fear with Tua. And if you're going to draft a player number 1 overall, you should have no fears. You should have no fears. You should know his game in and out and know what he could do well and what he can't do well. You shouldn't have a situation where, man, I just don't see this kid in enough situation where he has to make critical decisions with pressure coming and his first two reads are guarded. I don't get it. Think about it, y'all. TD can't read defenses in real time out there on the field. I'm telling y'all the truth. If I was at quarterback, it's nothing that I practice in my life. I can read it on film. I could teach a quarterback. I could show him. But me putting myself in the situation, hiking the ball, going through progressions while everything moving and the pocket, I probably know I couldn't do that. I probably know I couldn't do it. But one thing I do know is if I had a good arm and I was accurate throwing the ball, if I played for Alabama, I would be doing the same thing Tua's doing. Hut, hut. First progression is open. I ain't got to worry about all the stuff going on because I just look at the first guy that I'm supposed to look at. He's open. Throw the ball. Complete. Let's keep moving, y'all. Let's keep moving. That's the thing that's what I'm nervous about with Tua. Any quarterback can do that. If your first read is open 90% of the time. And I ain't talking about open by 2 feet, open by 5, 6 feet separation from the defender. Wide open. So, yeah, we can grade the fact that he's accurate and he gets it to the wide open guy and he got a good, powerful arm. We can grade all of that. But how am I supposed to grade the chaos that the NFL brings? How am I supposed to do that? Why do you think all these quote-unquote first-round quarterbacks end up being bust in the NFL? Why did they come into the NFL with all these high grades and a day one starter in the NFL, and all of a sudden they look like trash? How does that just miraculously happen? All the news media and the scouts say that this guy's NFL ready, and all of a sudden, NFL time is trash. Throwing picks, getting sacked all over the place, just looking frazzled. You know why? Because most of the guys that came out with hype went to some of the best schools that surrounded themselves by 5-star players, and they dominated against sorry competition. And then whenever they played tough competition in college and they didn't look so great, everybody still made an excuse and said, oh, it's just one game. Look at his body of work overall. No, you got to grade these guys off of their toughest games, not these cakewalks. Not these, oh, my guy had 5 touchdowns today playing a freaking D2 school. You know how they put that fluff school on their schedule twice a year? 2 games out of the year is a fluff team. But y'all want to grade people and praise them off of that. You want to praise them. Oh, my gosh, we might get this guy. Oh, my gosh, look at his stats. Oh, he had 4 touchdowns today. And you go look at all 4 touchdowns and they're wide open people. And truth be told, sometimes the wide open person, the wide open receiver got to slow down and wait on the ball because it wouldn't even throw in his stride. But we'll still praise it. Oh, touchdown, another beautiful pass. It wasn't beautiful. The receiver literally had to wait on the ball instead of catching it in stride. But it goes down as accuracy. You know why? It was a completion. It was a completion. How many fluff teams are in the NFL? There aren't any. I don't care how bad their record is. There aren't any fluff teams in the NFL. I don't care about these haters talk about a college team would beat Miami. No, they won't. No, they won't. No, they freaking won't. It's all crap, man. It's all pure crap. It's ridiculous, man. But no, to answer your question, that's my thing about Tua. I don't have no problem with the kid. I'm just nervous because you got to be nervous about the things you don't know. especially when the things that you don't know makes all the difference. You be drafting a kid that you don't know if they can read defenses. Oh, so just imagine next year we get Tua, and we got Tua. Game 1, 3 interceptions because his first and second read wasn't open. Sacks all day. Game 2, 2 interceptions. Just looks like a train wreck. Oh, he has to get better. He got to acclimate. Then there go those people. He got to get better and acclimate. He's transitioning. You just got to, there go those people. And there I go saying things like, I told y'all this coming out of college. And then there go the people again. TD be hating on Tua. I don't know why he hating. Gosh, the kid is a rookie. No, I don't want to hear all that. I don't want to hear all that. Don't want to hear it. Don't tell me that crap when these guys got 3 days to throw the ball. Down. Said, cut. Oh, I'm back here. You know what? I ain't even gonna play this play. I'm gonna chill. Hey, can you give me a manicure and a pedicure? Oh, he coming close. Oh, he got him. Let me do the deluxe package. Yeah, the bottom of my foot starting to get rough. I be running a lot. Hey, hold on 1 second. I think I see my first progression open, but I'll be back. First down, next play. Now say, Hut, you can continue now. Yeah. Clip those toenails. Yeah, I appreciate it. Thank you. Yeah, you can do my fingers too. That's what it is. That's what it is. They back there chilling. And then you wonder why they don't look so good when they got 2 seconds to throw the ball in the NFL. Because they going to one of the worst teams. They got a bad O-line. And then the same people will be saying, it ain't Tua's fault that this line can't block. It wasn't Rosen's fault. It wasn't Tannehill's fault. It wasn't none of their fault. It wasn't none of their fault. But now the person you wanted them to draft, now you pick out the other reasons why. Now it's the person you wanted to draft, and we done drafted them. Now you want to allow that excuse to be valid for them, but not for everybody else. No, we're not letting that fly. We're going to call it how it is, man. Josh Rosen is good enough. That's the fact that I'm laying out right now. Josh Rosen is good enough. If we were smart, we wouldn't even be wasting our time on no quarterback in the next draft, unless we're going to pull that heist off that I told y'all about earlier. But we wouldn't even waste our time. We'll go get a defensive end in the first round. We'll go get a offensive guard late, and we'll take that middle first round pick and we'll flip it for 2 more first round picks. One this year later, and probably pick up a corner, one of the best corners in the league, and then have another one for next year and go into next year with 3 first rounders again. That's what I would do. That's what I would do to start the draft off. First round pick overall, defensive end. Second pick in the first round, flip it for 2 picks, 1 for next year and 1 this year, but it'll be later. And then the next pick, I will get me a offensive lineman. And in that third pick, I'll get a cornerback, depending on which one better. If that middle pick, it still has the number 1 corner on the board, grab the corner. Because the guard, you can get the guard early in the 20s and still be elite. You can get a guard early in the 20s and still get a one starter. And then I'll go into my second round and I go start picking up more depth that could potentially start. I'll be all up in that offensive line. I'll be all the player of the year in this conference, all that type of stuff. All that type of stuff. Period, man. That's what I would do. But we're going to see when free agency hit. When the first free agency hit, we'll see. That'll be a good tell. How many trench players do we get in free agency? It'll help us know, man. 2 are going number 1 overall. The crazy thing, Joseph, The Miami Dolphins may not even have the number 1 overall pick. The Miami Dolphins may not even have the number 1 overall pick. They in a fight right now with literally like 4 other teams. 4 other teams for the number 1 pick. Literally. Literally. Man, TD, did you have a chance to look at the future free agent prospects that the Miami Dolphins might be looking at? I haven't yet. I still have to look. I'm trying to wait a little bit later on in the season because some of these prospects will be re-signing with their team between now and January. I think we win games and don't have none number 1 pick. Y'all may think I'm crazy, but I really do think the Steelers might end up with the top pick. Maybe even the freaking Jets. Remember, the Jets got to play the Steelers too. And we got to play the Jets twice. I'm going to tell you now. If I was to entertain some of y'all with this false narrative that we tanking, say I was to entertain that we were tanking. I couldn't imagine, even if we were tanking, Stephen Ross not reward fan base with at least saying, hey, y'all better make sure y'all at least win a Jets or Buffalo game. I couldn't imagine he don't give the fans that if we were, quote unquote, this intentional tanking. No, man. I tell you what, if we play the Jets and we got 0 wins and they got 0 wins, well, I'd be livid if we lost. I'd be livid if we lost. Oh my gosh, y'all don't even understand. I would throw the biggest fit possible if we lost. If they haven't won a game and we haven't won a game, boy, still is a little different. Okay, whatever. But the Jets, I'd be livid. I'd be livid, man. I really would. Let's go ahead. I'm gonna take 1 or 2 guests on tonight to see what y'all think about our quarterback situation of the future. I'm gonna take 1 or 2 guests tonight to see what you guys think about our quarterback situation of the future. The link is in the comment section below. If you want to join the conversation for a little bit, all you have to do is click on the link below in the comment section. And you can join in on this conversation. Do a few guests, TD. That's what I'm doing, Chris. The link is in the comment section. TD, I thought you know about football. You would think right, Fat Boy Swag, 2905 Jizzle. I do know football. TD, I think you are right. We have our QB. It's my thoughts too, Alan. But time will tell. Time will tell. If anybody wants to join the conversation, make sure that you click on the link in the description, in the comment section. And I'm only taking a few to join tonight. It's not going to be long, but we're going to have the conversation, all right? I had one just tuned in the background, but then left right away, probably trying to figure it out. I was watching the Jets YouTube, and they are hurting. No plan for the future. Sad. Gase is killing them, and they don't know as much as we do. I tried to warn them. I tried to warn the Jets fan, even it's a few Jets YouTubers. I tried to warn them. Adam Gase came with the same story with us. I tried to warn them, man. They didn't want to listen to me. Didn't want to listen at all, man. All right, we got a few guests that's going to be coming in. Same story with us. I tried. You got to mute your side or something because I can't hear it.
We good?
Yes, sir. What's up, Dolphin Advocate Mariano?
What's
up,
poppin',
homie?
my guys? Nice to hear you tonight, man. What up, folks? Everybody in the stream and whatnot.
Man, so talk to us. Talk to us, man. What's your thoughts about all this?
I'm chilling. I'm in the bed. Hey, it is what it is. But
That's
hey,
what's up, man.
I always try to
I'm
watch
about
the
to be
show, bro.
soon.
Man, dude, the crazy thing is, and I really appreciate it though, is that everything you talk about, dude, like we're on the same wavelength, man. It's crazy to hear people talk about things that you actually are seeing at the same damn
Mm-hmm.
time. Like, so at the same time, it's crazy to me that a lot of people are got a lot of complaining to do. Like, this is part of the process, folks. Like, just calm down. It's gonna be fine. And yes, Josh Rosen looked very good, I will say. But if dudes can't catch the ball in the end zone and hold on to the ball, then I mean, you know,
Doesn't matter who's back there at
yeah,
that
it don't
point.
matter who had the quarterback position, man. So yeah, I wanted to chime in and join the conversation for once, man. What's up, folks? What's going on?
And that's what's up, man. I appreciate you hanging out with us tonight, man.
Ain't no problem,
Getting a
man.
little, getting a little
I
bit of
try.
this action in.
Yeah, I try to check you out as often as I can, man. Often as I can, man. I appreciate you,
I
bro.
pre- Now I appreciate you, man, for always being here with us, man.
Yeah.
So talk to me, man. What's your thoughts about the draft? Do you think we get a quarterback early?
You know what? At first, I was like, I don't know, man. But after seeing how Rosen performed this past week against the Cowboys, I'm like, oh man, he's not bad. He's really not
Mm.
bad. So if he continues to play the way he's playing, okay, I'll get off the Tua train. However, if he doesn't, then I'm gonna have to kind of agree with you, kind of regardless, honestly, because defense, dude, that pass rush, we gotta have that pass rush, man. How many sacks do we have? How many sacks do we have this season?
Bro, I don't even know.
Ain't it funny how Taco Charlton was the only sack in that
Only say I
game?
know,
He came from
which is
them.
crazy.
And what's his face that just came from us got the sack, on their side. What's the guy's name? Robert Quinn. Yeah.
Robert Quinn. He
Yeah.
knocked Rosen. He knocked
Yeah.
Rosen out.
Yeah.
But
Yeah. So
see,
yeah.
this is stuff I be dealing with. But even though I know it's Mike Pellegrino saying that he's the local TD fans talk negative Nancy, but he said Rosen doesn't have a TD this year, and TD anointing him the savior, bro. Rosen should have had plenty TDs already this year if these guys would catch the ball.
Yeah. How many drop touchdowns we had Sunday against Dallas?
Exactly.
Because
Exactly. You see, people want to put it on Rosen and not care about the other factors of the game. Those are the people that I be feeling like don't know football. And I'm sorry, Mike, that comment is like you don't know football to even be saying, making it seem like it's Rosen's fault.
yeah, that ain't Rosen's fault, man. Like, you can't, just like Giselle said years ago, Tom can't throw and catch the ball, and Rosen can't either. So guess what? If you ain't catching the ball, you're gonna make Rosen kind of look bad to everybody else because everybody wants to focus on the quarterback. TD been telling
Exactly.
TD been telling y'all this from day one.
And now
We
now
just
some
need a
people
decent quarterback, dude. We don't need a Hall of Fame guy. Just come in, do
exactly.
your job. Don't fuck it up. Excuse, I know you family show, TD. Don't
You
mess it
good,
up.
bro.
Don't mess it
And some
up.
people
But yeah,
like
we got to get it.
another
Yeah, that
person
defense straight. Yeah.
another person in the comment section talk about stop flipping your ideas. See, people don't know how to comprehend
Uh,
very well. They
apparently.
don't they, they don't know what the word facetious means. And for those who don't know what the word facetious means, it means sarcastically funny, okay? So When I said I don't want to hear nothing about quarterbacks dropping balls, it was for the people who keep making it seem like, I mean, when I said I don't want to hear nothing about receivers dropping balls, that was for the people who make it seem like the quarterbacks is the one that should get it all done. But it's proven to y'all that that's not the case. So when I say I don't want to hear nothing about receivers dropping balls, just have the same energy and put it on the quarterback, I was being facetious. And again, I'm not going to repeat it. Go look up the definition for facetious for those who don't understand.
Once again, folks, one thing I love about TD and why I listen to this cat is the fact that he says something that I've always said. Common sense ain't coming.
Coming at all.
Dude, it's 11 players on each side of the ball. This is the ultimate team sport. Can't one person make everything happen? It just don't work that way. I'm sorry. I wish it could. Look at Atlanta. You was talking about Matt Ryan earlier, right?
Mm-hmm.
Matt Ryan is a franchise quarterback. You got arguably, possibly, most likely the best wide receiver in the league. Let's leave Antonio Brown out of this because I don't know what's going on with him right now. But Julio Jones is boss at wide receiver, dude. But yet, what is the Falcons' record right now?
I actually can't believe it. I can't believe the record, man.
It's weird. And I live in Georgia, man. So I'm surrounded by Falcons, man. It is what it
Just
is.
crazy, man. We just brought in EM Dolphin. What's up, homie? Talk to us.
What up, EM Dolphin?
What's good, fellas? How
Where
y'all
you
doing
at,
tonight?
man? I don't know where you are. Where are you?
I'm right here, bro.
I mean,
What's
He's
good?
coming.
what city, state?
Oh, my bad, homie. My bad. I'm in
You
Fort
could.
Worth, Texas.
Okay, well, shout out to Texas. My sister out there in Dallas.
That's what's up.
Yeah,
That's
man.
what's up.
Yeah, man.
Just to listen to y'all tonight, man. And yeah, I agree with y'all on some points, but we I think we differ on a few other ones. But for
Talk
the
to
most
us.
part,
Yeah.
we all on the same page. I like. I have to agree with y'all. I like what I've seen. What I saw Sunday from Rosen, considering what he has to work with. But
Hard not
I'm
to,
gonna
man.
I'm gonna pump the brakes a little bit, and I need a larger sample size. But
Well,
I
yeah, I agree with that. We all do. Yeah.
I think if I'm Miami though, uh, if we have an opportunity to get the highest graded quarterback, I think Miami they have no choice but to pull that trigger. I like Rosen. I like a lot what I'm seeing. But like I said, I need a bigger sample size. But if you're Miami, and especially if you wind up with the number one overall pick, man, and Tua is sitting there, and again, it's all about how highly how they have him graded out as. And according to reports, I heard Rich Eisen the other day, and he said that he heard 2 years ago that Miami was putting this plan in motion to possibly get him next in the 2020 draft, and apparently they all on the same page. And but again, I don't draft Tua and get rid of Rosen. I just draft Tua, and especially if Pittsburgh pick if that Pittsburgh pick winds up being a top five pick,
Oh,
I
that's
would
so likely.
draft Tua and just have a legitimate competition between them. And who's to say that if you keep Rosen and he ball out, I mean, if he performs well and you have Tua sitting there, you can turn around and flip him, or vice versa. You can get Rosen's trade value up, and you still have flexibility. So I think it's a win-win either way. So, but I know we kind of differ on that. I know TD he all about getting that King's ransom, and I'm with you on that, but just not that number one overall pick because
Well,
I'm
just for the record, I would say we don't differ in any
oh,
aspect of it because, to me personally, it's a win-win for us at this point, regardless of going forward.
absolutely. I agree 100%, bro.
I feel like it's going to be very hard for us to lose going forward in any situation because we've never done nothing like this before. So
Yeah.
if we mess this up, then we just might as well just
And it,
relocate to another
and
state
it,
or city or
it,
something like it.
and it just feels good.
It should
It
be
just
very
feels
difficult to
good,
mess the cards we got in front of us up,
and
man.
it just
We shouldn't be
and
able to mess this up.
it just feels so much. It feels so good to be able to dictate, to make the tournament,
Yeah,
as opposed to everything
yeah,
being dictated to us.
yeah.
You know what I mean? And these fans, these part timers, they don't see the big picture, and it's just really, that bothers me a lot. It's really, aggravating to hear these individuals, voicing their opinion, and it's based on foolishness, basically. You know,
Emotions, emotions.
exactly. And they're not looking at the total, the bigger picture. So,
And that's why TD Fence Talk is so important.
absolutely, absolutely, I agree with that. Absolutely.
We're bigging you all home. You quiet over there, man. You just listen to us, man. Come on, man.
No, no, I'm good. Do y'all can y'all see me?
Yeah, I can see you.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Can y'all see me and hear me?
Yeah, yeah,
Hmm.
you good. Can everybody else see us and hear
My
us?
system is going haywire on my end and pausing.
I don't have no.
Y'all bear, man, because my system's going
Yeah,
haywire.
I don't have no issues over here.
Yeah, you good, bro.
Yeah,
I mean, you can see me moving and everything right now.
yeah, you all good, man.
But you know what I think? You know what I think? Miami's number one priority needs to be.
TD, you just disappeared, TD. All right, well, if the stream is still streaming, then I guess we can keep on going until it gets back on. I don't know
Yeah.
how this is possible, but okay. But I'm
But
listening.
you, you know what I think Miami's number one priority needs to be this year? They need to fix that run defense. They need to get that defense fixed. That was coming into this year because I anticipated being a bad year, but they need to get the defense fixed somehow. And I
well,
know, yeah, I know they depleted the talent or whatnot, but that run defense, bro, it is atrocious. They got to do something about that run defense.
what I will say in regards is the fact that, of course, you can never be against a team having a great run defense. However, at the same time, it's weird watching these games and you see these guys do so well in the first quarter, the second quarter, and then all of a
Yeah,
sudden everything just falls apart.
yeah.
So you almost forget what the problem is half the time, and then you're reminded of it. And then it just,
Exactly.
and before you know, it's 24-5 or whatever the
Yeah,
hell, some silly stuff. You know what I'm saying? And then you got two 100 rushers.
that's crazy.
You know,
That's unacceptable.
because
That's
nobody was
unacceptable.
saying Ezekiel Elliott's name the first half. It was 10-6, right, against the
Yeah,
Cowboys.
they had him
So
on lock.
so this is another reason why I personally do not necessarily believe we're purposely trying to tank. Um, because I mean, at the end of the day, it's just, hey, this is what we got on our roster, and we're gonna try to win. We ain't trying to lose because everybody here, we playing football. We trying to do our thing, and this is what we got to work with. If it's just a talentless team, because we've traded everybody off, then it's just what it is. But we still trying to win this game.
Yeah.
And as you can clearly see, I know we've been blown out every game. Yes, we know this. However, as TD stated too, we have gotten better. Dudley Durong said this as well. I know it's still bad, but
Hmm.
we've still been seeing some progression. It is what it is.
Hmm.
And
And I like.
hopefully Josh Rosen can stay upright for the rest of the year to where we can really see how much he's gonna progress. Because um like TD was saying too, like drafting a quarter, because we got 3 first-round picks, right? So drafting two or whoever it may be, hell, I'm even cool with Jalen Hurts. I'll be honest with you guys. I'm
Not in the first round.
I'm cool. I'm cool. Hey, I'm just saying. Either way, first, third, fifth, 16th, whatever round, whatever. And
Yeah.
the BYU's quarterback don't look too bad either. I don't know the guy's name, but I'm just saying. Yes,
Uh,
defense wins championships. That's not a phrase for no reason. So I'm cool with that. But if Rosen is cool, then I don't mind not drafting a quarterback the very first pick. So going with a quarterback second, because let's face it, Steelers ain't gonna be doing so well. So we're gonna have a high draft pick there. And Texans, I don't know. We'll see how that works out. So they're probably gonna be like 8-8, 9-7, something like that. So
They
we'll
won.
have
They
three.
won.
We'll have three top 20 picks. We'll have three top 20 picks. I'm
Truth be
imagining.
told,
So
truth be told, the Texans they won Deshaun Watson injury away from picking at the top of the draft as well. So knock on wood. I'm not wishing any harm on him, but if
yeah, I like
he
Deshaun, man. I think he's cool. Actually,
oh
I'm
yeah,
actually proud of Deshaun because I didn't think he was gonna be nothing. I'll be honest with
he
you.
a ball,
But
he
he's
a
good.
baller.
Yeah, yeah.
He, he, he,
He's been doing his thing. Yeah.
that's why I think that's why with this whole debate about Rosen and not necessarily Tua, but if they whoever they have graded as the highest, because obviously they didn't have Chris Greer. I can't say that. I can't put that on Chris Greer, but I don't
I'm
think
gonna walk
Miami.
around with you.
I don't think Miami had Josh Rosen when he came out. Well, that could have been Adam Gase though. That could have been all Adam Gase. But I don't think
Well,
Miami had.
wait a minute. At what pick was Rosen drafted? Was it 10th?
Yeah, we ten,
We got Minka at 11, so we couldn't
yeah,
have
we
got
took
him anyway.
11.
So, and we
Yeah,
wasn't
I
gonna
mean,
trade up. We weren't gonna trade up
um,
to get nobody, but maybe like Kyler. And look how Kyler's doing in Arizona with no offensive line, no defense, folks. Kyler
yeah,
Murray, Kyler Murray, Kyler Murray.
You guys,
Okay.
can y'all hear me?
Yeah, I hear you, man.
yeah.
I see you too. What's
All
up?
right, cool.
What's up,
Fin-
Finsanity? I see you. I
Hey
see you, girl.
guys.
How you doing?
Finsanity
How you doing?
5 in the building.
Oh my
Hey,
gosh.
we got rules, Finsanity. Don't say nothing about fantasy, all right?
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Start
Wait,
calling
I
up Fin
I do
Fantasy.
need you to check a
Fin
trade out
Fantasy.
because the guy I'm trading with needs the guy for Thursday, so you have to go approve that trade. But other than that, we
I
get
told you. I told you you can't. No trades get approved because you beat me in fantasy. So
listen.
you're done.
I'm seventh TD, so you have nothing to worry about. I'm seventh right now, so we're kind of in the same boat. I think you're
Man,
above me.
y'all gonna have to give me a tutorial on how to play fantasy football because I still don't do that.
Man,
I don't. I'd
join
Yes,
like
you
to.
could.
join join next year, man, and we got you, man. We got you.
All right, man. I
And
Hey, but
try.
this
somebody said they wanted to join the conversation. The link is in the comment section below. So all you got to do is click on the link and come on over. Talk to us, Finsanity.
Okay, so you guys are really like missing the point. The Dolphins are going to draft a quarterback because Fitz is out next year, and unless you're going to have a competition between Rosen and Ruddock, you have to bring another guy in. It's just kind of like where we want to bring the guy in at, and what the plan is
Hmm.
going to be. You don't pass on Chase Young from Ohio State because you need to give Quentin Williams a partner. Even Khalil Mack has many partners on his defense. Even Clay Matthew had partners. Like you can't just have one good defensive guy and think you're gonna have a defense.
I
No, you
agree
need
with
to
that.
put somebody else on the line. So you don't pass up on Chase Young. As far as Tua goes, listen, I think it has become the culture of the league that when a quarterback is available, you're supposed to take him. But sometimes, if you want to change your culture, I've seen Josh Rosen make the throws. And shout out to Pete because I guess Pete called this before we all saw it, but we just all were going with the gut that we knew that no matter what, they were going to start Fitz in the beginning of the season.
Which was
So,
true.
so at this day, like at this time, I see Rosen making the passes. I see Rosen putting the ball in great spots. So why kill his momentum when we
That's
can
one.
develop that momentum and let it blossom? I know too, it's such a big name. He's going to bring jersey sales. He's going to bring fan excitement and all that. But none of
See
that
that,
matters if your defense isn't fixed and if your offensive line isn't fixed. You could put Tua back there all day. You saw
but
what happened when Clemson brought the pressure. Do we need to all revisit that? He had some good throws, but he wasn't the Tua Tagovailoa that we all expect to see in Miami. So
but
then what?
again,
Go
but
ahead.
again, that kind of that goes along with my argument about Tua.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Number one, how high, exactly how Miami has him graded. Number one, and two, I mean, let's be real. Our franchise needs a jolt of something. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And
Yeah.
we need and that's not the most important thing, but that goes along with it. And Tua, again, it goes back to what I said about how Miami, how they have. how highly they have him graded. And I'm not, and I hope in a perfect in a perfect world, if Rosen works out and turns out to be the guy, I mean that would be beautiful. But again,
That
we've been stuck in this mediocre Ryan Tannehill.
definitely preferred, so we don't have to waste another draft pick on a quarterback.
I'm
We've been
sorry, you broke out.
we, I'm
We've been
sorry.
stuck in what? We've been stuck in
Oh,
what?
we've been stuck in this Ryan Tannehill cloud of mediocrity for 10 years now, and really,
Eesh,
really since
eesh,
Dan Marino retired.
eesh, eesh.
If you have an opportunity, just think about if Kansas City was. I always compare it to the Patrick Mahomes situation.
Hmm.
Kansas City had him so highly graded that they
Oh
had
snap!
one of their
What's
boys,
up?
and they moved heaven and earth to get him. And I just think if it all depends on the evaluation that Miami has on Tua. If you believe that he is that good, you
Hmm.
have to take him. I mean, there's no question. Unless
Yeah, I mean, if they believe he's that good, I agree with you, man. At the end of the day, I'm gonna trust our coach. I mean, our scouting department and our coach's decision. If they went ahead and took Tua number one overall, I just don't see the value in taking him over a defensive end right now, like Chase. I
Hmm.
just don't see the overall value. Like Finsanity said, you don't pass up on Chase if he's there. Especially you
but his
need that. I was
but
watching. Let me say this. So I'm gonna get back to you, Em. I was
sorry, go
watching
ahead,
this
man.
today, and I was watching the entire game. Christian Wilkins was getting double teamed, and you know who they were leaving who they wouldn't double team just so they could double team Christian
Charles
Wilkins. They
Charles
would double. They would leave. No, it wasn't Charles Harris. It was Godchild in a lot of cases, and that's why
Mm.
Godchild was he got the most pressures in the game. He was getting hits on Dak. He was getting pressures on Dak. Godchild had one of his best games as a Dolphin Sunday, but nobody
I
isn't
agree.
talking about it because it didn't relate into sacks. Man,
I agree.
Godchild beast.
I did check out
I agree.
Anthony Saba's situation about Godchild's game, and he had a point. So I agree with you on that, TD.
Hello.
He put the Anthony Sabo made a video about him.
Yeah, Saba.
Yeah, yeah, he
Okay,
did.
I
He
gotta
did.
check that out. I gotta check that out. Y'all go check out Anthony Saba. He breaks down film from the game. Tell you some of the people who was on it, some of the people who weren't. Before I come back to you, EM Dolphin, I just want to recognize Golden One is in the room. Shout out to you, homie. And Drew Zale, fins up. Hey man, if I
Hey,
pronounced it wrong, you know I mean to. You
now you
let me
good,
know,
bro.
homie.
Yeah, what up, Golden
But
One? What up,
What's
wel-
up, y'all?
Josiah?
What's happening?
Yo, what up? What up?
What's up,
wel-
folks? My Fins
welcome to the
folks.
conversation, gentlemen.
Hey, thank you for having
Welcome to
us.
the
Welcome.
Man, we got
Thank
we
you.
got 13 people. We got like 7 people backstage right now waiting to get in. But we're gonna roll with this group
Boy,
right now and we're gonna start rotating it in a little. So
right.
y'all go ahead, gentlemen. Tell me what y'all think about this quarterback situation.
You go ahead first, bro.
All right, say no more. All right. No, I'm saying, like, once again, you feel me? Thank you for having me. But, anyways, regarding the quarterback situation, I feel like, we're in a bright spot, because considering this is Rosen's second year, you feel me? You got to give this man time to develop. And also, you got to see not only what Rosen is working with, but also what the team is working with. You feel me? Because, for example,
Mm-hmm.
look at the offensive line. It's like if you have a real solid offensive line, you can put like an average quarterback right there and he'll take you places. You feel me? But not only that, another thing that we have to build upon within the team is consistency within the staff, because considering all like the coaching changes we've been having and all the scheme changes, we haven't really been able to build on anything. So obviously it's
That's
going to be
true.
tough right now, but that's just because it's the beginning. But I said over time, for me, it's like I believe in Rosen. I feel like he can really develop into a really, really great starter.
Mm.
Mm.
Interesting.
So
I want to go ahead and introduce
now
myself,
now I
man, to everybody. Everybody,
go ahead.
TD. I'm Adriel Heat, originally known
Okay.
as
Oh,
Duck.
okay.
Yeah, I'm the original. I'm the original. I've been with
Awesome.
you from day one, man. I've been with you from day one.
I know. Hey, shout out to you, homie.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I'm glad to be on the stream, man. It's a pleasure with all you
Mm-hmm.
guys. Been Sandy, big fan of you. And listen, man,
Thank you.
I love my team. Look, Dolphins everywhere. just like all of us. But
I see it back there.
but listen,
Let's go, baby.
man, my thing is I'm excited about our coach. First of all, I'm very excited about Flores. I think he's a smart, great leader who's going to lead our team in the right direction right now. So I'm very excited about that. Now, as far as the quarterback situation,
Mm.
may have heard me chime in from time to time with Rosen. I wasn't sold on Rosen in the beginning. I got a good friend of mine. I was watching him in college at UCLA, and he we were chatting back and forth about him, and I began to look at him a little bit more. Not as much TD. I got to commend you, man. You do a lot of studies, man. I didn't know that, so I'm really intrigued by your insight and your knowledge and your study of the game, and then also as well as like video footage and whatnot. I'm really excited about that. I've been
Mhm.
tuned in from day one, so I'm always listening.
Appreciate you, bro.
Uh, Yes, man, and I got an eye for talent. So when I see talent, man, I know talent. With Rosen, I think we may have gotten our guy for nothing with the second round pick.
For
I think
nothing.
we may have gotten our
For
guy
nothing.
for nothing, and that's going to be a blessing in disguise in itself. Um, right now, I'm looking at what I see. I think a thing that we need to work on is our offensive line more than anything. I think the continuity and the chemistry as they communicate better. I think that once that kind of comes together a little bit with the Jesse Davis situation. I'm hoping he get well soon and he can come back. That's key. I think our offensive line. But what you were just saying a moment ago, TD, I was listening. I was thinking about that. Is with how they were double teaming Wilkins, and we. It seemed like we're not really getting the pressure, which I think we did a good job considering. Y'all have to consider Dallas probably got one of the best offensive lines in the game right now. Them guys are
They do. They
physical.
do.
For a while,
They're
they have
strong.
actually.
They're athletic for big men. So they're gonna give most defensive ends, defensive linemen, they're gonna give most problems. So I thought about it and I was like, well, we got young, inexperienced guys. We got a couple projects in the making next year. Just just keep watching. We got Blind Flores got some stuff. I like the guy from Brazil. I like him from Brazil. If they work with his hand technique and whatnot, he can be a beast. But our guys, we don't have no marquee talent right now, other than maybe I like Wilkins. I think Wilkins got promise. Godshaw, Harris, we still kind of got the verdict is out on Harris a little bit. So, but
I like
Godshaw, I
Garshaw
like.
though.
Yeah,
I
I
Yeah,
think
like
Gosh,
Garshaw.
Godshaw, I like.
I think Gosh.
So it's just all about us, our guys building chemistry and buying
Mm-hmm.
into the system that we implement. I see Graham, I see them working. I'm watching O'Shea, and I'm excited, man, because I think we got some smart coaches. I think we got some smart minds behind the scenes. I
Mm-hmm.
listen to these guys press conference, and these guys are very smart. They know what they're doing. It sucks like with Mink. I got Mink a jersey up there now. I'm sorry, guys. I'm selling it. I'm getting rid of it. If he didn't want to be with us, I don't want him with me. So I'm selling
Hey,
him
man.
Friday to a coworker. Brand new. I
let me
wore it
let me
at the
give you
game. I was there, TD. I
let me
was
give you a
there.
little
Hold on.
something, man. You ain't got to sell the jersey. All you got to do is take the nameplate off.
I
Just
heard
switch the
that, but
nameplate. That's all
I
you
got
got
in
to
my feelings.
do.
I got in my feelings. I got in my
I
feelings.
took the nameplate off my Tannehill jersey. Take the
Yeah,
nameplate off, TD.
yeah.
You ain't
I
gotta
had to
get
get
rid of it.
rid
You
of
ain't
it.
gotta burn it.
I
You ain't
think
gotta
I'm
burn the
gonna
jersey,
get.
TD.
Here it is. Yeah,
It's
that's
still a
it.
29 on here.
Just
I told my wife.
yeah,
I
it's
told my
cool.
wife
It's
when I
cool.
get my
Just take the
the
nameplate
next
off.
man cave. Now I told her the next man cave that I get, I'm gonna have
Hmm.
a wall that's gonna be called my graveyard wall. It's gonna have tombstones and everything, and I'm
Oh
gonna make sure that
man.
this is in there. And I'm also gonna put my Tannehill jersey in the graveyard, but I'm gonna put a halo over his
Come
jersey.
on, man.
I'm
Okay.
just saying that's just my take.
We trying to be like the Browns that much? Come on, a Henny jersey?
A
God,
halo.
good graciousness, a Henny
I'm
jersey?
trying.
Oh
I'm
my
trying to.
gosh, that one's so old.
I'm trying to forget all the bad memories Daniel brought to
My
7 years
goodness.
to this franchise.
Hey, EM Dolphins, stop hating on Tannehill, man. Tannehill
Man,
was just fine.
Tannehill, man, I used to
get out
defend
of here,
Tannehill
bro.
all the time.
Oh,
It's
Hey,
sad, but people don't realize. I think Tannehill. I'm gonna say this. I told somebody who's a Tennessee fan. He's my
Tannehill can
supervisor.
run. I like Tannehill. Tannehill can
If
run.
Mariota goes down, Tannehill will lead them to the playoffs.
Man, please.
If
Man, you
Mariota
Easy.
goes down right now, Tannehill will lead them
Hey,
Easy.
to the playoffs.
hey,
With that offensive
hey,
line
EM
and that
Dolphin.
talent, he will lead
what,
them to the playoffs.
hey,
Hold
whatever that
on,
is,
hold on. EM
But we ain't got
Dolphin.
to get on Tannehill right now. We can go.
hey,
We ain't got to
whatever,
do
whatever that is you smoking, I need some of that over here.
Listen,
Okay.
you give
that. It's
him,
Hey,
good.
you
man.
give him, you give him the same situation he had in 2016. A power running back who can get you 200 yards a game if he does what he wants to do.
Travis
You give him a
Henry.
tight end, which is
That's my
a
point.
viable threat,
Exactly.
and
And
Jarvis
Walker, Delaney Walker,
Landry,
and
and
Delaney Walker.
that defense
Exactly.
is no
That,
slouch.
Exactly.
Corey
that's
Davis can
my
Insanity is
blossom.
smart.
Like, come on, like
this.
you giving him the
Thank you.
same formula. Like I told my best
Thank
friend,
you.
being him
Oh
at
my
$50 on
God.
the Titans, I'm making it to
All
the
right.
That's what.
playoff hunt.
Okay.
Well, not with the
That is what.
division, but
That is what. That
Sanity, can I ask you a
so
question?
much.
Sanity, can I ask you a question?
what?
Can I ask you a question,
Hey, hold
Sanity?
on. Hold on. Y'all
First
see
of
all
all,
this arguing I created
No,
by
no,
just
no,
me
no.
being
This
a
is
Hang
fan of
on.
Tannehill?
no. Mine is not an
I
argument.
listen.
I just
I
want to.
Hey,
support
that's
I
hydro
just.
with
Tannehill.
the stream from
I'm
Yeah.
asking
Tannehill.
her. I
Hey,
want to ask her
I
this question,
support
but this is
Tannehill.
for
No
everybody.
matter
So
where he goes, he
my
could go
question
to
is,
Arizona.
okay,
He can go to Cleveland. I'm
if
still going to
if
watch
if
the game
Tanner
and root
if
for
Okay.
him as
Tan,
well.
if Tannehill did not get injured in 2016 when we went to the playoffs, do you think we would have won that game
He
against
had a bad break.
Pittsburgh?
Like
Yeah.
real talk, he had a
Yeah.
bad break.
How many people?
Everybody
How many
in
think we
that
would have? How many
postseason
people
got
think
hurt,
we would
got
have
injured, and
maybe?
he got hurt and got injured.
we
How,
He
would
how
have
many?
got.
ran over
We
the
would have got
Steelers
out.
in the
We would have
regular
got.
season. What made you
We,
think if we didn't have our complete team, we wouldn't have ran over the Steelers again and been in a
I think
divisional
so.
round instead of the wild
I
card?
think
Like,
so.
come
So
on,
you
like let's be
I
so
said the
honest.
very thing during that time.
I don't
see,
Y'all let
know.
this man off, but y'all
this
let go of his best target and everything. How you let go of Jarvis?
Me
Yep.
and
personally,
I
I don't
still don't
know.
understand that.
what
I don't
But
know.
you
I
want him to go
just
out there and still be productive.
I'm curious to
You let
know
go
as
of
to how
Deion
many
Sims,
people.
but you still want him to go out there and be productive.
hang
Like, come
on,
on,
hang on,
all the talent you let go of Ajayi. Come on.
hang on,
I
hang
get
on.
Mhm.
that.
Hang on. Let me
I'm
make this
just
is what I, this is my point. What I have with Dolphins fans. They
Volume.
keep
I'm just curious
saying
to know how many people think we would have went deeper in the playoffs with Tannehill that year if he
nobody,
wasn't
nobody,
injured.
nobody.
Nobody believes in Tannehill that year.
No,
Ain't he the
absolutely.
reason not the reason, but a big
Look,
reason why we went to the
Listen,
playoffs
man.
that year.
and let me make my point
Listen, let me
about
help
10.
y'all out, man.
Let me make my point
Go
real
ahead,
quick.
EM.
Hang on, CD. This is what bothers me so much with my brothers and sisters. They have been stuck. They have been stuck in this mindset of mediocrity for so long. Well, got to build around Tannehill. He can get us to the playoffs.
Making the playoffs ain't mediocrity though, man. Come on.
No, but again, okay, you get in the first round and you get bounced out and you stuck there. And then you go into the next offseason. We know
The
how
first time in 10 years, that
hang
don't
on,
really equate.
hang on. So
That don't really equate.
would you rather go one time in 10 years with a mediocre quarter? And Tannehill is mediocre at best. He has to have everything around him
Compared
perfect.
compared to every quarterback 10 years before that happened, that don't make no sense
Hang
either.
on, let me make my point. Okay, if you got a guy, just so I compare it to the Kansas City situation. Kansas City had a playoff team. They had a playoff quarterback with
Alex
uh,
Smith,
Alex Smith. Okay,
and
went to the playoffs back-to-back years. But
just
they
like TD been saying, it
hang
don't matter.
hang
It's about the whole team. It ain't just
hang on.
about the quarterback, man.
Can I make my point without getting
Of
interrupted?
course, of
Go ahead.
course. Go
Go
ahead,
ahead,
go ahead,
EM.
go ahead.
Okay. But they identified a talent. They picked him at the bottom of the first round. They believed in their evaluation and who was in that front office at that time. Marvin Allen. They believed so much in their evaluation of Patrick Mahomes. They were tired of stuff of being get to the playoffs one year, get bounced out again. Okay, we get to the first round playoffs again, we get bounced out again. They were tired of that. They were stuck in that mindset, and they said, no, they had the ball, and they had the pocket talent, and they identified the talent that they had to have to get to a next level. And my point is with Tua, obviously they love this dude. They have a high evaluation on him, higher than Josh Rosen, higher than Ryan Tannehill. So if
That's
you got,
hearsay. I don't
but
know.
if you have,
Yeah,
that's a
I
fact.
agree with that.
It's okay. Chris Greer hadn't came out and said Tua is my guy, but trust me, they are in love with that cat. Trust me on that. But
When did
anyway,
Chris Greer come out and say I love Tua?
no, I said he hasn't yet. First off,
Okay,
that's
all right.
disrespectful. Why you keep interrupting me? That's disrespectful.
You
I
good. You
didn't
go ahead.
I didn't interrupt you when you were trying to make your point.
Hey, I don't mind having a conversation, bro, but go ahead.
Okay, my point is, if you have a talent, especially at that position, which is the most important position in all of sports, and you have that high of an evaluation on him, you have to take them because Rosen. I mean, and I'm not taking anything away from Rosen, but let's pump the brakes on him. Okay, one game, and y'all are automatically anointing him as the. You think you can win a Super Bowl with him? Come on, let's
I
pump the
didn't. I
brakes.
didn't say that. I didn't
I'm
say
just saying
that.
a lot of fans are going there. But Tua, I mean, his skill set is undeniable. And again, he's a college quarterback. You don't. Every draft
Mm-hmm.
pick is a crapshoot. Every draft pick is a crapshoot. But again, you have to go by your evaluation. And if they have him graded that high and they think he's that special, you have to take it. You have to. But think about everybody that passed over
Well,
Patrick Mahomes. Everybody passed over Patrick Mahomes, but one team. Kansas City. And look, they
Hell,
probably
we
got
passed on Lamar Jackson. What are you talking
Lamar
about?
Jackson as well. Him too.
Didn't he whoop our ass too?
Him as well.
I
hey,
wanted Lamar.
just
I
like
wanted Lamar. I really
hold
wanted
on, guys.
Lamar personally.
I
Just
want
like
Lamar bad. I ain't gonna. I
I
wanted
really
Lamar
did.
Jackson. Regardless of what
hold
else
on,
we
just
needed,
like
I wanted Lamar
Finsanity
bad.
said earlier today. Hold on, guys. I'm gonna have to mute some of y'all. Just like Finsanity said earlier, you don't have to take the quarterback. That's just it's become this common thing in the NFL, but I don't even know why, especially
Mm-hmm.
with the high failure rate of taking the quarterback. You just
Mm-hmm.
don't
Mm-hmm.
know. Um, Now, y'all made some good points, though. I have so many people backstage that I want to also give an opportunity. So, Dolphins Advocate and EM Dolphin, y'all been here the longest. If y'all want, please stay hanging out backstage because I can bring y'all back after I rotate some more people in. We're going to keep it rotating. All right, guys?
That's cool, bro.
All right, brother.
All
All
right.
Bye,
right, I'll
Em.
bring
Nice
y'all.
talking to
All
you.
right, y'all.
No
If
problem.
y'all
Till
stay
next time.
backstage, if y'all stay backstage, I'll keep y'all in on it. Okay.
Cool.
All right. Let me one moment, guys. All right, and I know we were talking about Tannehill for a while there, but outside of Tannehill,
Mm-hmm.
man, we got to talk about I got Josh Rosen because that's the guy who's here right
I agree
now.
with
What's
that.
up, Mr. Ball Game?
Mm-hmm.
Shout out to you, man. We can't hear you.
Can you hear me now?
Matthew. Yes, we can hear you now,
Mm-hmm.
sir.
Hey, I'm in the chat, bro. First off, that's me. I be texting you. I'm K.
Okay. It's good to
Yeah.
put a face to it.
All right, yeah, that's me, man. So, I told you what way back in like March that we were gonna go grab Josh at some point. Remember in the chat, I said that. I called that.
Mm-hmm.
You know, my son and Josh are really good friends, so he didn't have a clue he was coming to us. But I've been a Dolphin fan since '76, right? And I have a. And this is probably the first time ever in history for me as a Dolphin fan, seen us actually do a rebuild. Everything prior to now,
Yeah,
although people want to say we went through a product
that's
process,
true.
so we retooled is what we did. We put band-aids over wounds. When Marino left, all we
Mm-hmm.
did was went out and went with what was popular in the league and things of that nature. This is the first time. So when I see people in the chat out talking about, uh, Grid don't know what he's doing and Flores don't know what they're doing, I'm saying to myself, how can you even say that when we've never experienced this? We've seen it only
Exactly.
three times, really,
Mm-hmm.
in the course of the NFL. Have teams actually done what we're doing now? Dallas did it. The Patriots did it. When Belichick first took over, and they booed Belichick for 2 seasons, by the way. And Jimmy Johnson was there in Dallas when they traded all those picks away for Herschel Walker. Well, traded
Mm-hmm.
and got all those picks. Aside from that, the only other team that really ever did this and stripped everything down was somewhat the Browns, but they even did it a little different because they actually went through the process of just acquiring picks, but they didn't shed off any other veterans they had until those contracts just ran out. We are the only ones that have done this, and I caution people sometimes to take a moment to think about how intricate this process is, because when you take, even at any level, when you take it Pop 1, high school, all of that, when you take a coach or even the infrastructure of a team and you strip it down to the bare bottoms, to the bare minimums, and then you refill with guys that are brand new, it's generally going to take you anywhere, especially considering offense. It takes an offense at the very least, 4 to 6 months to gel, right? Just because terminology, all that type of stuff is new, the nuances of the people running, and all that different stuff. Defense is going to gel a little faster, which is what we're seeing right now in this early process for us. The only difference is that our offense isn't helping us. But what I said all that to say this: I just want the real fans to take some time to think about what it really takes. What do we really want out of this process? We need to run out and go status quo for a guy that's playing on Saturdays with 5-star offensive line, 5-star wide receivers, 5-star running backs, and a defense that's stocked full of 5 stars. Not really. I watched Josh as a youngster play Pop 1 ball, play middle school ball, play freshman ball, from freshman ball all the way through till he got to UCLA. And I called it. I said it. I'm not trying to brag and boast about it, but I figured that if they were going to go get anybody, when Kingsbury got all in his feelings and his man crushed for Kyler Murray, Josh Rosen was going to be available. Because if you think about it, the year prior when he was available in the draft, we actually considered moving up to go get him, but just didn't pull it. He was available. We just didn't pull the trigger to go get him. And I thought to myself, and I told my sons on the phone, I say, if Josh is still in Arizona and Kingsbury is taking over with this big, huge crush Kingsbury got, and every coach wants to run their own system, Josh is available. And I guarantee the Dolphins go get him. And look what happened. Now, all the thing I ask people is don't put a whole bunch of over-the-top expectations on Josh. Josh is not some athletic freak, but he's smart. And he's extremely smart. Probably too smart. When you sit down with him a lot of times, if he's in the room, the guy kind of makes you feel a little way about yourself just because he's so smart, right?
But he's enough, right?
Yes, he's more than enough. And what he is hungry, right? He gonna give you everything he got. He's gonna learn from his mistakes, and he's not the type of kid that's gonna make the same mistake twice. The only thing that I was concerned about was the fact that they threw him in against that Dallas defensive line. But to the credit of the coaching staff and the guys that were up front prior to Davis getting hurt, they actually held up pretty well against that defensive front. That front seven had a hard time getting to them. We let them down, which, I believe in Preston Williams, but the dude's a rookie, right? Still a rookie. And a lot of the catches he made in the preseason were against guys that weren't the level of guys that he's playing right now on a consistent basis, week in and week out. He was still playing against backups. But I think in time, because if you see, Josh targeted him 12 times. A rapport. And if you look at the matrix, if you look at the statistics right now, Parker is the guy that they're actually using to target going downfield. So if they continue to build with the continuity for this offensive line and protect Josh, I think in time, we have Dieter and Calhoun up front on that offensive line right now. With 13 games really that Josh is going to still have left to play for us, I think he's going to show everyone that he's the guy for the future. Right now, I believe this wholeheartedly that he's going to do that. And then we don't have to rush out and go do status quo against Tua because I'm just not impressed. I'm not impressed with Tua. I'm not impressed with Herbert. To me, I think across the board, the guys that are really going to stick long term are the guys that have to go through some adversity. What is he really going through there in Alabama? Who they really played? You know what I mean? And I want to see what it looks like against LSU and against Georgia. You know what I'm saying? And some of the other top tier teams that also have 5 stars everywhere. But even then, none of that matters because you can't make the comparison between college ball and the pros, right? Everybody's everybody's good in the pros. Even our guys that they talk about on a consistent basis, Monday, every week, they're still professionals. They're just young, and they're making young guy mistakes. But again, it's a new defense, new offense. It's to be expected. I mean, I said we would win 4 games. I still believe we'll win 4. The Jets don't look much better than us. If you look at the standings, we're not the only team out there still with no wins on the board. And a lot of teams that were playoff teams previously, and look at the Falcons. What are the Falcons doing? They won 1 game so far, right? And if you look at their roster is stocked full of superstars. So it really
did they win 1 game?
Yeah, they won one. They won one. And then the Colts came back and stung them. They lost the first one to Minnesota.
Okay.
1, 2. I don't know, but they're like 1 and 2 right now.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So all in all, I just want to tell the fans, tell the true fans, let's walk through this process because it's gonna be a long process. But to me, I see progress every Sunday now.
Yeah.
I see a lot more out of this team on this past Sunday than I ever expected, and I was proud to say I'm a Dolphin fan. I don't care what people say about the wins or losses. I'm watching young guys, 23, 24-year-old young guys go out there and play for each other. And I watched the O-line that people talked about and said was worse than any other O-line in the league hold up together for 3 quarters and into the 4th quarter when, unfortunately, Josh got sacked. But 2 of those sacks I give to Josh because he held the ball too long. I'm critical. You know what I mean?
But I think the only reason we're ranked 32 is because we are the Miami Dolphins.
Yeah,
that's it.
They hate us. They really do.
That's
like,
it.
No one really wants to give us any love when you think
literally
about it.
the only reason. Literally the only reason. I get the blowouts. I get it, but at the same time.
So Mr. Ball Game.
Yes, sir.
Let me ask you, what you think about King and Drake?
I like King and Drake.
Damn TD.
to be truthful with you, I think.
I'm sorry, I can't help
I think in this era of the league, you need running backs that have special talents. I like King and Drake's hands. I like his ability to do things out on the edge that maybe creates mismatches between him and a linebacker or him and a strong safety. I'd like to see him be a little bit tougher, running between the tackles and stop all of that turning his back while he's up in the middle of, trying to push back against the guys instead of just sticking his head in there. But again, he's a small frame guy. He's not really that big, so I understand why he's doing it. But I like to see a little toughness out of him, but I don't have an issue with King and Drake. I like Balaj, but I also know that the passing game will come around before the run game will. It takes nastiness. Run game is a mentality, right? I mean, I coached football for 14 years and played against the Mater Days, against the De La Salles, you know what I'm saying, at a small Catholic school. And one thing we did well at St. Bonaventure is we ran the ball. And that's a mindset. So when these guys decide to play and believe in each other, and we can see it in the passing game, then that'll open up the holes for Balaj and Drake. But right now, I say give him a pass, you know what I mean? Because without an offensive line, I mean, truthfully, your quarterback and your running backs are only as good as the offensive line. That's blocking.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's still a work in progress. I would like to see them actually probably rotate in layer a little bit, though.
I like him.
But he's 4th on the depth chart, isn't he?
Yeah, but he has Laird to me is a smaller version of Balaj with Drake ability. Make people miss your type of thing. You see what I'm saying? So he's that in between guy. And in this offense that they're running, Tom O'Shea's running, they want that running back committee. Like to be truthful, I think they were in Wisconsin last week. They were watching Taylor. They were looking at Taylor. They were looking at what's that? Biotis. the center.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? That's what they would love that. There was another kid that they were looking at too. That's at Wisconsin, but Dieter came from there, right? And there's a reason they went and got Dieter. And now you're going back to Wisconsin on a game where Taylor ran for 243 yards and 2 touchdowns. There's a reason going up there and plucking these guys because you need a level of nationalness to you. So
didn't Travis Frederick, the Dallas Cowboys center, come from Wisconsin as well?
He sure did.
Yeah, I thought so.
Yeah. Right?
Hopefully, if we select him, we can strike gold.
This is the first. Listen, truthfully, I don't remember a time when we actually sent 3 of our scouts to go to a game. Usually, it's just one person doing the evaluation. They sent 3 people to specifically watch 3 different skill groups. Senior Bowl is gonna be real interesting because I don't think we're going after a quarterback. I think we're gonna go. Well, we gotta go with what's gonna make the offense go, and we still need a left tackle because Davis can move back to right.
I don't see it.
If we can grab, I think if we can grab a Lawrence Jackson, that kid, I forget what school he's at, but Lawrence Jackson, he's a right tackle. Well, he's right tackle, left tackle. He can play both, and then kick Davis back to right tackle. We're good there because I don't think Thomas, or I don't think Wirfs, I don't think any of those guys after we pick, wherever we pick, probably at 1 or 2. I don't think we actually be that high too. I think we're gonna be picking like 3 or 4, truthfully. A lot of other teams think right now too, and they look worse than us. Like to be honest with you, like Cincinnati Bengals couldn't bite themselves out of a wet paper bag right now.
I don't know. Cincinnati been pretty competitive. You know, I think Cincinnati.
But this is the thing. It's competitive. You think so? I think so. Our wins this year.
Well, that's what I'm saying. They Cincinnati don't look like garbage. That's what I'm saying. They've been in. They could have. They really, to be honest with you, they could be 3-0 right now as they're 0-3. Oh yeah, absolutely.
Truthfully,
at least 2-1.
Truthfully, from a coaching standpoint, I don't think we look like garbage. I think we just look like a team that's really confused about the defensive scheme, and we're missing assignments, and
that comes with new. And I agree.
That comes with all of this. Yeah,
and also look at the teams we played: Baltimore, New England, and Dallas. They 3 Super Bowl contenders.
And then we got the Chargers. And then you got the Chargers coming in this Sunday.
I think we get our first win though.
Yeah, absolutely. That'll be our first win.
I believe that too. I'm with you on that one. That golden one.
That'll be our first win.
Jewish fans up. Jewish fans up. You think we're gonna get our first win?
What's up?
You think we're gonna get our first win?
Oh, of course. I mean, because
that's all you need.
You know, because building upon like what Mr. Ballgame was talking about looking lost. You feel me? I agree with that. You know, to build upon that. You know, I feel like because a lot of people have been mentioning about how we've been playing kind of vanilla. You know, kind of just trying to test the water to see what we got. You know, but with 16 games, you feel me? And at the end of the day, you know, each NFL team is trying to win, and we're not a bad team. You know, we're just trying to figure things out. So of course, like I said, I never believed we are gonna go 0-16. You know, and it's also how the Jets are looking, and I don't know. I feel like that's probably another sweep right there. You know,
Man, I don't care what none of y'all say. We're going to the Super Bowl this year, baby.
I'm with you.
Hey, I mean, look, anything's possible. You feel me? We only 3 games in, you know?
We don't want to go to the Super Bowl. We mess up them picks, man. We need them.
I gotta disagree with you.
It's only one season. Let's hold out for these picks, man.
Nobody loves my team. Nobody loves their team more than me. But I gotta disagree with you on this one, bro. Oh, not this year.
Not this.
Hey, baby. We go. Hey, I ain't say we were gonna be on. I ain't say we were gonna be on the field. Now, I just said that we go.
Yeah. I hear you.
Hey, we're gonna do a break real quick because I want to give a few shout outs. Shout out to G Firm 456 with the donation to the channel. He said, "What's up, TD and Finsanity?" Shout out to my brothers on the panel. We appreciate you, G Firm, man. We also have Chad Marchand who said, "Fins up. Hope y'all keeping goal in sight with the donation as well. So everybody who donates to the channel, thank y'all so much for your love and support. We appreciate y'all supporting TD Fans Talk over here, man. We here, we having fun tonight. We're getting some good insight. We have a great panel that's been tuning in. Golden One is on right now. Josiah Fins Up, EM Dolphins, Dolphins Advocate Mariano, and Mr. Ball Game is in the building, ladies and gentlemen. I think Finsanity 5 just came in backstage. We're gonna rotate her in and just back in just a moment. And Matthew, I don't know what's wrong with yours, but it's giving me an error message. You might want to log out and retry it again so I can get you in on this live stream. But we're gonna shift gears real quick, and I'm gonna ask you all a question. We're gonna start with Golden One, and we're gonna go around. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So,
choppy on my end.
what's that?
Audio.
I'm choppy.
Yeah, it's choppy.
Is the audio choppy for anybody else?
No, you good
I hear you
playing,
good.
bro.
Oh, Dolphin Advocate, that's you. No.
Me,
Okay.
me then. My bad. That's my Wi-Fi.
No, you all good, homie. So I'm gonna ask y'all a question, and I want y'all thoughts on it. All right. I think we kind of heard from Mr. Ball Game already about this, but I want to hear some more from the rest of you guys. Golden One spoke on this already as well. Um, do you see any flaws with this coaching staff yet? We'll start with Golden One and we'll move around. Do you see any flaws that's concerning to you about this coaching staff yet?
I think from what I saw early, and I just think it's a little bit of learning. I was a little concerned when I was excited about Brian Flores taking over. First of all, because a part of me thought maybe he would implement more of his system, his scheme, his style, and what he would want to do. But when he brought Graham over, that's the part of me that I was a little, I want to watch him and see what he do. With O'Shea, I'm a little confident in O'Shea. I'm confident in O'Shea. But if there is any concern, it would be a slight concern with Graham. I'm just not that I don't believe in him. I want to, I think he's learning his job on the fly. So I'm kind of that's what I've been paying attention to. But I think he done a good job so far. I watched some of the adjustments he's made. I haven't seen everything, but from what I've watched from him, I've seen some good adjustments. And I'm keeping in mind too, we are limited in talent. We don't have Wake and Quinn, and even though Quinn didn't do much last year, I know we heard all the criticism of Quinn. He still was a force. I watched him, and we don't have Kiko that leadership, even though he didn't want to be here. So I look at some of the missing pieces. And somebody we missing big right now. I know all of you would agree with this. That know our team, Rashard, he makes a big difference. So those are things that I kind of keep in mind with. So as far as the coaching staff, if I have to pick one area, and then I know that Brian Flores early, um, him not having Caldwell on his side, I think that kind of hurt us a little bit because this is his first goal, and I think Caldwell would have assisted him a little better in some areas, even though some of us would agree. Just for example, with that challenge, he probably should have challenged that touchdown. He should have challenged it. Just even though it 9 out of 10, it probably wouldn't have made it. But I think by just showing
Just to
that,
the challenge.
making that move. But other than that, no, I'm actually excited about our staff. I've been listening to these guys in their press conferences, and I'm extremely excited. I think he got some smart guys. So, yeah, some of them is their first goal, but I really think that they know what they're doing, and they're just trying to get the guys to get that chemistry, get the continuity, and buy into what they're telling them. And then we'll see the results of our fruits of our labor soon. That's my response. But I don't see much, but maybe Graham just a little bit on Graham.
Got it. Now, Josiah Fins Up. Do you want to say something about that or add on to it?
Well, I mean, I suppose I can add on, and then continue to like, answer your question as opposed to like if we spot like any flaws within the coaching staff, how I see it, just like for example, Rosen, this is Brian Flores' and staff first year, under center, and especially as a head coach, that's a big responsibility. Flores, he spent what I believe around 12 years, under the Patriot staff, getting to learn So this is his rookie season. He's trying to see, what it's like. And then also, I don't know, a lot of people might disagree with, for example, him trading away a lot of our talent, which I can understand. It's like, you trade away our top people. How's it going to make us better? But at the end of the day, he didn't draft any of those people. Like I said, he's trying to get the people that fit under his style. And then also, it's not like we traded them away for nothing. We're getting something in return. You feel me? So I feel like flaw wise, man, I don't really see any flaws. I just feel like, they might make some rookie mistakes, but it's a learning experience, But I believe in them, and I believe that we have a great staff.
Nice. Matthew, man, what's going on? I have you muted because you have a lot of noise in the background. You have to see if you can remove the noise in the
Oh,
background.
it's part of my air conditioning.
No, you're good, bro. So talk to us, Matthew. What's your thoughts?
I really think that Flores with his leadership can take us to the promised land. Like, I haven't seen this leadership ever since. Well, I wasn't born with the Shula era, but I think this is the most determined coach I've seen so far from Gase and Philbin and everything. Uh, Flores, I mean, he's gonna make mistakes. He's still new at this head coaching thing. Uh, I think he'll get better. Uh, Hopefully this offseason we add some weapons around Rosen if Rosen's gonna be our future, get him some receiving weapons. Uh, I would build around Preston. Preston's a really promising receiver. See a lot of future in him. Yeah, that's about it. I mean,
Okay. Well, EM Dolphin, do you want to say something about that or add on to it?
Yeah, I pretty much agree with uh I pretty much agree with everything that was said. I but yeah, Patrick Graham is if you wanna pinpoint, and I can barely hear, it's a lot of noise in the background. Somebody's can y'all hear me?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, Matthew, that's your background.
I can barely hear, bro.
I'm gonna put him backstage for a little until you fix the background.
Oh,
Go
okay.
ahead, EM.
Cool. But yeah, I look at this year though, for the most part though, I, this year is a wash. I think it's an extension of the preseason. I think I think the coaching staff, they're not tanking, but I just think from a and I'm not saying they're not going to every game and not trying to win, but I just think they're just like they stripped down the roster, and I'm still trying to figure out when people keep saying about the talent that we lost. I'm still trying to figure out. I mean, really, I mean, other than Cam Wake, maybe. I, I mean, what did we really lose? To be honest with you, but anyway, that's another argument for another day. But but as far as the coaching staff, I'm real excited about Chad O'Shea. One thing I like to do when I'm watching a game, I love to watch the different formations that the defense and the offensive coaches implement during, over the course of the game. And it's a lot of wrinkles that Chad O'Shea, in particular, Sunday that he implemented, like RPOs, and they implemented that aspect of the offense that we didn't see the previous 2 weeks. And I just think this year, for the most part, I think as the season goes on, they'll implement a little more wrinkles um, as far as the scheme is concerned, because I think they think as well. Their mindset is this whole year is just an extension of the preseason. Basically, they're trying to figure out what players that they can that have value, that they can hang on to, moving forward. And I think as the year goes on, they'll implement more of their scheme in the games. And I think, and then next year, when they get more player, they're not going to get every player that they want, but when they get more players that they want and they feel confident that they can really win with, I know they preach that every week. We can win with this team. No, come on, let's be real. But like I said, this is just an extension of the preseason this whole year. But I'm excited for the coaching staff to answer the question, though, for the most part.
Awesome, awesome. Mr. Ball Game, what's your thoughts, man? This coaching staff so far, any concerns? Or what do you
Well,
think about them?
like I think it was Golden One said, Patrick Graham. But I think a lot of that comes from the fact that that's what I coached. I coached defense. I was defensive coordinator for 9 years, and
Awesome.
um, a lot of times I look at the complexity of the things that the D line is doing up front, and how
Mhm.
all the linebackers are also in the blitz packages. And I noticed on Sunday, in particular, that Raekwon, who was limited in our pass coverage stuff because that's not his forte, they actually had him coming off the edge as an edge rusher a
Yep.
couple of times on Sunday, and I think that's a big step forward because the first two games of the season we didn't have any of that. Everything was kind of really dialed back and real bland and whatnot. And I understood it because he was playing kind of scared, you know what I mean, playing cautious and things of that nature. But he turned up some of the different looks and pressures and the formations up front. They were stunting a little more. They actually incorporated the linebackers into that type of pressure packages, and I like that. So Sunday removed any concerns that I had about him in terms of his ability to try to at least um,
Yes.
present different looks. You know, I'm not an offensive guy per se, but man said he likes the fact that they, you see the different packages and things of that nature. I'm all about that too because I think you can run the same stuff, but if you scheme it different and it looks different, then you got a whole nother set of plays. And in truth, you can run the dive formation. There's only one, there's only one dive, but you can scheme the dive 15 different ways to make it look different and call it another play. But football, as far as our coaches are concerned, I think what they're doing and the installs that they're doing week to week, I like it. And it's hard as a head coach. You know what I mean? Flores coming from the defensive side of the ball, you don't want to necessarily go over there and tell Graham everything he's supposed to because that's taking away the job that really you could be doing yourself if you ain't gonna let the man do the job. So I think
Exactly.
he's doing a real good job of standing up and taking full responsibility for the things that he can control, which is his coaches. And the coaches are actually saying in their interviews also things that they can do better. Everybody's being held accountable, right? And this whole
Mm-hmm.
notion of we don't have any talent, I don't buy into that because all these dudes NFL players. I don't care.
Exactly.
I don't care if they picked them up off the street, off of the waiver wire, any of that. They still in the NFL, which makes them better than all the other people that's out here and they know football and they can play football. So the worst guy on the NFL roster is still getting paid. So he's still a pro in my book because he on a roster. You see what I'm saying? Now maybe he's
Mhm.
not, maybe Godchild. Let's take Godchild for instance. I saw Godchild own Travis Frederick on Sunday. A couple times. He owned that future Hall of Famer.
Mhm.
But
1-on-1.
one, I saw that with my own eyes. So, and I know some of y'all saw that too. So to me, that's a building block. And I watched Wilkins also do a lot of good things against Zach Martin. Right? So
Mhm.
these guys gonna be potential Hall of Famers, right? So I don't buy into that narrative that we're devoid talent. I think what we lack more than anything is experience, and experience is key because most of these guys been playing football at least 10 years of their life. You feel me? So playing football is not foreign to them. What's foreign to them is being the guy in the situation on Sundays, right? Because Charles Harris was stuck on the depth chart behind a future Hall of Famer for God knows how long, right?
Yep.
You're not gonna beat Cam Wake out. I'm sorry. I don't care if they took the first round or not. You're not beating Cam Wake out for that position. It's just not gonna happen. So in this instance now, I still see growth. I think there's still potential in him. I think the fact that we have Charles Harris and the coaching staff got to be bubbling with excitement about the fact that we have three former first rounders that could possibly be our starting D line for the future.
True.
Means that if these guys take to the techniques and take to what the coaches are actually teaching them in practice and put it on the field on Sundays, some of it I see because you don't necessarily, for me, have to get sacks to be effective. Just get pressure, right?
Yep.
You know, I didn't like sometimes where Graham on third down and longs, he didn't send the pressure like on that 3rd and 16. Well, there was one or two times where Dak, had some time and he found a receiver, but that's learning. Those are learning curves. You know what I mean? The defense coordinator got to know. Okay, I need to send pressure regardless. Take the risk. Let's go on blitz him. Call it a day, and we'll live with that. But if you send 4 to block against me when they got 5 blocking, or even 6 leaving the tight end in, chance
7 at times.
Yeah, you're not gonna get much pressure. I'm sorry, 6 against 4, they're gonna win that every time. But I like what I see. From a coaching standpoint, I always look at this team until we, and it's just me, until we exhaust this plethora of picks that we have. I'm looking at it from a coach fan standpoint, not a fan standpoint. You feel what I'm saying? Because I understand, I know what it takes. We went through it at college. I have to say it's the same thing that happens when you have a quarterback in high school, that your starter goes down and he's hurt, and you got to start the freshman. Then the freshman comes out, you gotta shake the start, but the kid shows promise. And then the one that got hurt, he leaves, he's gone. Well, that didn't happen to us, but we didn't have a quarterback because they got rid of Ryan Tannehill, so now we got Josh. It's building blocks, right? But you look towards the future, and our future is bright. So I'm like the kid in the candy store, because we can do what we want. With this many picks and the coaching staff, one thing they're not going to do is coach themselves out of a game. And what I've seen over the last couple of weeks is a defense that held the Super Bowl champs 13 points in the first half. I saw a defense that took that vaunted Dallas team full of talent.
Yeah. 10 points.
10 points in the first half. Now
and the Patriots shouldn't have 13.
Exactly. And now what we need to do, and the offense just needs to
gotta help them out.
Speed up their process a little bit and string some drives together so that the defense don't get tired. And I think even this year we'll see some promise for what is to come in the future. 3 first-round picks, man. You're bound to get some studs. Now I would like to go grab another receiver, and I like Lamb. I like CD Lamb. I'm hoping they're listening. Maybe they do listen to your. Maybe Flores.
You never know, right?
Yeah, CD Lamb, Chenault from Colorado State, or even Higgins. I like them boys, but you ain't got to go get them in the first round. You go get
exactly.
We go get and grab what we know we can put on the field right away.
Yep.
Exactly.
Yep.
And that's all I like the coaching staff. I think as a coaching staff, I think they're gonna be fine.
So, and my take on that, and I'm going to do offense and defense real quick. I'm going to start with the defense. I'm just concerned that I really want to see Graham put our defense in better pressure situations, like creating pressure, being creative in how he does it. Yeah. Because I'm not impressed right now. Yeah. I'm not impressed about the pressure. But again, one thing that Mr. Ballgame said is these guys are young, and not only that, they need time to learn how to play with each other too. That's a big part of it. But the only thing I'm going to say about defense is figuring out creative ways to get pressure on the quarterback.
They got to do that.
And if that's sending the extra guy 5 at times, we have to. But I'm not happy with 3rd and 17 and us rushing 3 and things like that. So those are the pieces. Those are the parts that's a little questionable for me. Right?
I agree 100%.
Offensively, man, I ain't nothing but impressed.
Mm-hmm.
See,
Hmm.
Yep.
Oh
see,
yeah.
people look at how many points we scored and get all besides themselves.
Yeah.
Man, when I watch this film, O'Shea is putting this offense in the right
Mm-hmm.
situations. See,
Mm-hmm.
you gotta first of all understand how many missed opportunities that are
That we
self-inflicted.
missed.
Mm-hmm.
Rosen
Not
throw a beautiful deep ball,
Absolutely.
don't he?
Absolutely.
yes, he does.
Josh
Another
throw
thing,
a beautiful deep ball
Yep.
and put it on where the receiver can get it.
Yep.
exactly. Another big difference with O'Shea versus Adam Gase in the past. What do we
Yeah.
love to do in the past? What's the one play we used to love to do in the past?
Bubble
Screens.
screen.
Bubble
Bubble
screen.
Bubble
screens.
Bubble
screens.
screens.
Bubble screen.
Get guess what O'Shea guess what O'Shea replaced that with against the Cowboys? Regular screens.
Regular
Mm-hmm.
screens. Yeah.
Let the defense who's been
Mm-hmm.
chopping trying to get to the quarterback, let them free. Come on, let
Mm-hmm.
them come through. We set
Yep.
up like three beautiful screens that should have went further
Yeah.
than they went, but we had tight ends that missed blocking assignments.
Yeah.
See, these are
But they young
self-inflicted.
too.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
That's why I say that. That's why I say that these are self-inflicted things. Our offense actually could be one of the most explosive in the league if we fixed half of the errors that we've had.
Mhm.
Yeah.
If we can
Think
just
about
get
it.
protection, if we can just get protection, and I mean, we don't even have to be
Well, well,
See,
well.
that.
Well. He
uh,
we're actually getting protection.
they
I think
protect
we're getting
they
protection.
protected
No.
they protected like gods for the first half.
Yeah. They
Yeah,
Them
did.
but
boys, them
Listen,
boys,
but
them
but
boys
you know
blocked
what
their
though?
tails
But
off for the
you know
whole
what?
first
If you
half,
look
bro.
at but if you look at where Miami struggles, it's not with a four-man rush. It's when they bring that extra man.
They were bringing
Dallas is
Mm-hmm.
Dallas is
Cowboys were
not a
blitzing.
Dallas is not a blitzing team traditionally.
Yeah, but they were sending 5 and 6.
Yeah, they did that in the second half. They weren't doing
Yeah,
that in the first half. They did that in the second
Mm-hmm.
half. Where we struggled for the most part, it's not when they bring four, it's when they bring 5 and 6. And they get confused. And there's not what the Flores always said, what he is
Yeah.
always preaching is we must improve communication. We have to. And that's the problem that mine and I attribute that to being they have young guys on the front. You know what I mean? And
here,
it's growing pains. It's growing pains.
yeah.
yeah,
But
Yeah.
absolutely.
here's where the offensive line is getting beat. It's happening at the guard position. Let me
Mm-hmm.
explain to you what other
Mm.
let me explain to you what other defenses are doing to them. So you got four defensive linemen. Here's what's happening, okay? Let's take four defensive linemen and take the middle linebacker, right? What they're doing is they're sending all four defensive linemen crashing down to the left. They're shifting the O line to one side, right? Then they send the middle linebacker in that open gap to blitz, knowing it's going to be picked up. But during the process of that middle linebacker coming through the hole, you're having the nose tackle shed his block and come around the defense right behind where the linebacker blitz, and they're coming free every time, flushing the quarterback out of the pocket. That's
Yeah,
why Rosen go look at the play where Rosen gets nailed by Quinn on the sideline. I want you to go
Mm-hmm.
watch that defensive scheme and what they did. All the defensive linemen crashed down to the left, and they sent the nose tackle after about engaging for 1 second. He released and came around
Mm-hmm.
right
yeah, they
behind the blitz,
Yeah. I
right
saw that.
behind the blitzing linebacker. So
I
what's
saw that.
happening is the guard is saying, "Oh, I see you, linebacker, coming on the delay," and he picks up the linebacker. But now you got another guy coming around,
Mm-hmm.
semi delayed, and the guard has to know I need to pass you off and keep moving. They're
That's what
they're
I like.
working the they're working the hell out of our guards.
well
But
that,
these are the type.
That's
that's
what I
good
lack of
though because both of our guards are young.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
but these are the type of
that's what that
things.
lack of communication. That's where that lack of communication
Yeah,
comes in. And they look like
but
deer.
these.
If you when they bring when like if you look when Baltimore was because Baltimore from jump out of the gate they was bringing five. That's their scheme anyway. Is they bring five and
Mhm.
six
They
at a
were
time.
sending
That's their scheme
6
anyway.
out the gate.
The
Mm-hmm.
pay the Patriots they same deal. And if you look at when they do that, it's like man they look like a deer in headlights and you get leakage. I mean, so much leakage. And then you next thing you know, you're getting the quarterback off his launch point to the right or left, and that automatically cuts the field in half. And then it's just but I attribute that to being of they got an undrafted rookie and Shaq. Well, I don't think Shaq Calhoun started the year. I think they replaced him with Daniel Isidora. I think he's been starting. But Michael Dieter, go ahead, bro.
But Isidora, it could still be considered a young guy because he doesn't have.
Absolutely, yep, absolutely.
He doesn't have a lot of in-game experience.
And he hadn't been in this system either. So
exactly. I think the one thing, if you ask the question about the coaches, I think the one thing that I would like to see a little more of is our fullback, man.
He's been non-existent, honestly.
Yeah.
Like what's going on? Why we draft a fullback for the run game, but we out there running? We trying to run the ball out of single back formations and shotgun. I hate shotgun runs because you're putting way too much pressure on your O line to own their block. Like what?
Yes.
Why?
And win it.
And we ain't winning.
And win the battle.
Yeah, you got to win. Yeah, we're not doing that. Why we got a fullback if we're not going to use him?
That's true. Didn't even think about that. That's the untalked about.
I think that's a wrinkle that'll come out this week against the Chargers. I
hope
think
so.
O'Shea hinted at that in his last press conference. So I'm kind of looking
right.
forward. I agree with you on that, Bogey. I really agree with you on that. We do need to be running more and try to do a more power, more physical brand of ball, which I thought we would be doing.
That fullback is there to help the O line. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I mean,
clear it out.
But if the guards, if the interior line is not resetting the line of scrimmage, the fullback is irrelevant.
No,
they got to get movement. They have to get movement up front.
Here's the thing. Here's the thing. Even if they don't get massive amounts of movement up front, we can run strong formations, right? We can offset the fullback, and we can go to a zone. You know what I'm saying, to a zone scheme to run outside.
I agree with that 100% because I think we have more. I think our line is more suited for a zone scheme.
Yes.
Because a zone scheme, you're not relying on necessarily power and strength and girth.
Exactly.
We have an undersized in particular in the interior, but they're athletic though. They're athletic. They can get to a spot. So I think we need to implement more of at this point.
Some more stretch runs.
Exactly.
Some more stretch runs, or even some off tackle stuff, but with the leading, because you can take. I like Durham Smythe. We drafted Smythe for his blocking ability. Smythe on the line, right? I think that's a help in the blocking, and then some off tackle runs would work too because him against a defensive end, Smythe is big enough and strong enough and capable enough in his blocking to turn the defensive end out to open up for the fullback to come up through, and then the back to follow. But we trying to run inside the A and B gaps, and everybody that we played thus far, they got monsters at defense.
I know, right? They trying to run. They trying to run them teams over. That ain't happening. That is not happening.
That's what's been concerning. We haven't even called run plays that works to King and Drake's strength. Bouncing it outside or going through the edge.
That is why I say this is an extension. This whole season is an extension of the preseason. What they're doing is, like I said, and I'm not saying we're devoid of talent. I don't want y'all to get the wrong idea, but they don't have the players of the scheme they want to implement. They just don't, especially in particular on the offensive line. They just don't, and so you can only play the hand that's dealt. You can only play the hand that's dealt to you at this time.
Yeah, but I don't see them letting Drake. I don't see them letting Drake go. I think Drake, in this offense, Elijah is Sony Michelle. Drake is James White. And we got to find and maybe one of these other young guys, or even if we draft a guy, but we got to find our Burkhead.
Listen, I'm not high on Drake, but I will tell you this. The way things are shaping up, and I've been preaching this for the last year now, The way things are shaping up from the receiver position and the running back position, if you continue to go by committee, whenever these guys come up for their contract, you're going to automatically get a great deal.
Yep.
You're going to automatically get a great deal and know that you still got a very capable back. And if we're going by committee and we will admit that we are a committee team, then to me, I'm great with Drake. But do not make it seem like you're trying to see who's going to be a premier back. Don't tell me that you're looking for the one who's going to be the number one guy on the team.
That's not going to happen.
Then no, I know it's not, but the people who think it is, no, if that was the direction we were going, where we're trying to solidify one guy to be the back and then the other guys is back up, I'm not on Drake's train then.
I'm gonna be honest with you. I would try to trade him to get an asset back for him this year, because I think and once the offseason comes, I wouldn't even offer Drake an extension, because I personally think Mark Walton can give you what Kenyon Drake is giving you. And I think personally he's a tougher runner inside than what Kenyon Drake is. He's got the agility, he's got the speed, he's got the explosiveness and the catching ability, and he has a little more girth, and he's a better runner inside of what Kenyon Drake is. Mark Walton just hadn't got the opportunity yet. But if I'm hoping as the season moves on, we give him a bigger role.
I can't argue that. I can't.
Me neither, because I'm a Walton fan too.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
I can't argue that.
Like Kenyon Drake would be on the.
But I don't want just only thing I'm hoping is that we don't put ourselves, and I don't think this regime will put ourselves in a situation like Dallas got with Zeke and with Gurley and all this stuff, where you got all this money. Like Gurley, I don't even know health wise if he gonna actually see the whole term of his contract, because
it don't look good.
They gave him a lot of money, and then Zeke went and reset the market, and Pollard had just about as many as Zeke did, yards as Zeke did. So I mean, I don't see the NFL value in the running back position as much. I mean, I don't think this coaching staff does. I know in New England they took Sonny Michel with a first round pick, but it was a late one, and still got a committee going. So he ain't getting like the lion's share. He getting his carries, but they got a lot of other guys touching the rock too. I think if we implement something like that, like you said, TD, that that keeps us in a position where at the end of the year, we don't. Where did he go? We don't have to get boosts. We don't have to get hog tied into these ridiculous contracts.
I don't think that'll be a problem for us moving forward. I don't think.
So would you be upset if they went and got Taylor from Wisconsin in the draft?
That's what I was going to ask everybody.
It depends on where you pick it. Not in the first round.
No. Whoa! If you don't get him in the first round, you ain't gonna get him.
Okay, I had to unmute for that. I've been with you all night. That man right there. They're already talking about his comparison to Saquon Barkley. We already know what Saquon was.
No.
Now, granted, this kid Jonathan Taylor is like from New Jersey, so like I saw him in high school. I've seen him throughout his college career, and I followed him. He literally lives about 20 minutes from where I am, Salem, New Jersey. Look it up. The kid is a track star. The kid is big. The kid is
not doubting his talent. Not doubting his talent. Not doubting his talent at all. So I don't want y'all to get the wrong impression. Not doubting the kid's talent, but from a scheme standpoint, and look at where our staff comes from. They just don't do that generally. So I think personally, if they just solidify things up front, they get the players that are suited for the scheme that you want to run. I personally think the backs that we have is more than enough to get what we need to get accomplished. You don't have to have, and don't get me wrong, I love Saquon Barkley. I love that kid. I love him too. Not doubting his talent, but
there's a reason. Listen, there's a reason.
Someone saying the second round for Jonathan Taylor. He's not making it out the first. That's what I was responding to.
You're a first round.
That's what I was responding to.
He's not making it out the top. He's not making it out the top 10.
I
I'll say
agree.
this that I
I
would say
agree.
this then that Houston pick. I was sitting at Houston. I would maybe invest that Houston pick. Maybe. But as far as if we
Taylor,
get number one overall, or we get if we get 2 picks in the top five, there ain't no way in the world I'm investing that kind of capital on a running back.
why?
Unless it's more,
So
unless it's
let me ask you a question. Let me ask you a question. So let's say we are number 5, and he's available, and we have the number 7 pick. You wouldn't take Taylor and then go get Thomas, the left tackle?
because I would invest that. I want that second pick to be a pass rusher. First off, for the record,
Chase
the
Young
more
going, Chase Young going either 1, 2, or 3.
that's fine as long as we
The
don't get
next
him.
best guy is Espinoza. The next best guy up is Espinoza. You can't go
Right.
wrong with him either.
You can't go wrong. Either one of them. Either one of them. I go quarterback 1 because of the
You don't need a
value.
quarterback.
Yes, come on, man. Can we
Not in the
pump the
first
brakes?
round.
Can we please pump the brakes on Josh Rosen, please? After one game,
It's not even about
please,
Josh Rosen. It's like
please.
teams needs
That's
like
not
when
what I'm
you think
saying.
about
That's
the
not what I'm
back end
saying.
of the
What I'm
draft, they're
saying
not drafting
is that
quarterbacks. I'm sorry.
listen.
Can we pump
If
the
I'm
brakes on
wrong,
Josh Rosen, please?
listen, if I'm wrong, if I'm wrong, I will go on any platform you want, and I'll say it nationally. But I guarantee you, by the end of the season, Josh will have you sold. I
I'm
guarantee.
not.
I agree
Hey,
with
I'm
that.
not saying. I'm not saying that Josh Rosen can't be.
So why we need to go get another quarterback?
You know what? Because it goes back to what I've been saying. They've Tua. I mean, it depends on how Miami have him graded. If they have him graded like the consensus seems to be, this is the cleanest prospect to come out since John Elway. They said if he goes to the combine and he runs between 4.45 and 4.5, he will have the highest grade of any quarterback since John Elway. How do you pass that up?
Because you
I mean,
don't
how can
need
you
it.
pass that? Oh my God! How can you say did
You
Kansas City
don't.
need
You don't.
did Kansas City need
Listen,
Patrick Mahomes? Did Kansas City need Patrick Mahomes?
I don't put a whole lot of stock into what these guys
Patrick
say.
Mahomes throws the open wide receivers all day. Come on, like let's say something.
This dude,
Okay, Alex Smith was a Pro Bowl quarterback in that exact same system with the exact same weapons. And look at what their offense was with him, and look at Patrick Mahomes.
Alex Smith,
And Alex Smith was a Pro
Alex
Bowl quarterback.
Alex Smith was a shell of himself.
He was in the Pro Bowl the year they drafted. He was in the Pro Bowl the year they drafted Patrick Mahomes.
Man, you could probably go out there and throw behind that system that they got. Man, he got Tyreek Hill, the fastest dude during NFL.
Extend plays the way Patrick Mahomes extends plays.
Like,
Y'all need to
Are you
stop
telling
hating on.
me?
Y'all
People
need to
sleep
stop
on
hating
Andy
on
I
Reid.
that.
don't see
Y'all need to stop
extending
hating
play
on.
extends plays.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
listen, all I'm saying is that me personally, I don't put a lot of stock into a guy that's going out there every Saturday and playing with the best kids in the country on his team.
5 stars on the
Every
first
quarter.
string, 5 stars on the
Name me
second
one.
string,
Name me
and
one.
5 on the
Name me
third.
one quarterback.
He's supposed to put up them type of numbers against Southern Mississippi. Hell,
Look. Did
high school
Baker?
team can beat Southern Mississippi.
Look. Did Sam Darnold, was he not throwing to Pro Bowl wide receivers? Juju Smith-Schuster was on his. Sam Darnold at USC. He was throwing to him during his career. Did Baker Mayfield throw the first round picks? Did
No, we're talking about a college program, right? Listen, and this is the crazy thing to me. We're talking about a college program that almost ruined Jalen Hurts' career, and now Jalen Hurts is in the running for the Heisman because the coach is allowing him to play to his potential. Now we got Tua.
What does Sam Darnold do with Juju? I don't think it's a national championship.
Then we got Tua out here playing behind.
Jalen Hurts. If you look at Jalen Hurts and you look at Tua, I mean, and I'm not trying to disrespect anyone, but I'm going by, and I am no talent evaluator. I have no NFL experience or on a college level of anything. I just studied football ever since I was old enough to really comprehend. Anybody, when you look at that kid's skill set, bro, it is undeniable. I mean, from the from the mechanics, from the footwork, from his eyes, from his arm talent, ball placement, and he athletic on top of that.
Here's what I tell
Tua
you.
is special, bro.
Here's what
He
I
is
tell you.
special.
Here's what I tell you, and I'm gonna step out here on a limb with it. Let's say we take him. He'll be a backup. He got a dog he got to go against. I'm telling you right now, he won't be our quarterback. He'll be our backup.
Nah,
Josh Rosen,
bro.
Josh Rosen is gonna change your life. I'm telling you.
I'm not saying in a perfect world. I'm saying I hope Josh Rosen turns out to be the next Kurt Warner. I would love that because we can use. If that happens, we don't have to worry about Tua or anybody else. But I'm talking about from what I see from my eye, what my eyes tell me when I look at him compared to everybody else. I mean, look at him, look at Kyler Murray and him. When you look at Kyler Murray from last year at Oklahoma and look at Tua, I mean, they are similar players as far as arm talent is concerned. And Tua, and the thing with Tua, he gives you the size. He's not a little smurf like Kyler Murray. Kyler Murray, in my opinion, is a special talent throwing the football, and I put Tua in that category. Josh Rosen is. I wouldn't say when I look at him, I don't see that kind of talent, bro. And I'm just saying.
They're two different types of quarterbacks, right? I mean, you're talking about a guy that has the ability to get out of the pocket and freelance on the edge as opposed to a pure.
And that's what we need right now more than anything because that offensive line is in shambles. That's what you need more than anything.
But you're talking about an offensive line that we're steadily developing, right? So by the end of this season, offensive line, the interior offensive line won't be an issue.
Can I say something?
Go ahead. Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead.
The floor is yours. Actually, gonna ask if she say something and she's muted right now.
Me?
Yeah, okay.
Go ahead.
Oh, thank you. So I'm the one who because you guys are like on a delay on my headphones. I'm sorry. I dubbed Tua Touch Tagovailoa. The kid has amazing touch. I watch every single Bama game, believe me. But when you have 4 4s or faster who are just outrunning guys, yeah, you could compare him to Patrick Mahomes. Patrick Mahomes has kind of like the same thing. But when you put him up against LSU and the cornerbacks are just it's always a close game. Like let's be honest. And we've never seen Tua always throwing with his receivers open. Like even the Southern Mississippi game, they were like Rogers, the fastest dude on the field. And he was just outrunning them like and go.
May I suggest
where do we have them?
If y'all don't, it's a podcast called Locked On Dolphins, Locked On Miami Dolphins. If y'all hadn't subscribed to that, I highly recommend it. That same argument that fans, the guy's name is Travis Wingfield, and that's what he does. That's what he's got a background in.
I talked with Travis.
Okay, you know what I'm talking about there.
Yeah.
Go and and he's one of the very few that I trust because he's for the most part he's objective on his evaluation of players. Look at the film study that he breaks down in Tua Tagovailoa and why he is.
I'm not saying the guy.
When y'all say he can't throw, he don't throw the tight windows. I mean, really, I don't know what y'all are watching. I really don't know what y'all are watching.
What I'm saying is, all I'm saying is, we won't need to go that route. Will we take a quarterback next draft? Yes, but it won't be in the first round. You got to bring somebody else young also to be a backup in the event that something happens to Josh. But we got way too much other stuff. It don't even matter, man. When we go get Tua, what is he going to do if we don't fix the O-line?
They will.
We got to get dogs. We got to get dogs up front.
And another thing as well, you don't make these moves that they made in the offseason, trading away your best players like this. Come on. I know we want to win. Let's be real about this.
We can't walk away from that Tunsil trade.
I agree, but I personally think they were trading for a first and a second. I think Chris Greer he played the game. He just
That's,
played the game to
them
a
two
T.
first was for Tunsil. That second was for Kenny Stills.
The second
Well,
was the second wasn't even for Kenny. Part of the second was for Kenny.
Yeah.
you don't make the moves that they made, stripping down your roster. Come on, man. I mean, again, I love my team as more. In my world, I'm the biggest Miami Dolphin fan there is. Anybody that knows me would tell you that. But the thing is, I'm objective and I have to be real about it. The target has been to I believe all these reports are coming. Uh, Even Travis Wingfield himself said on his podcast that he was told he's privy to sources within the organization that nobody else is, and they told him off the record, and they told him you can put this out there, but just don't put my name on it. And that has been the idea since Adam Gase was fired. And again, all of these reports, they're just not people just not making that up. They are in love with this dude, just like I would say, with the exception of Kansas City and maybe Houston, because they got Deshaun Watson. Everybody else, every other team in the league, if they get an opportunity to draft him, no matter where they pick him in whatever round, they're gonna take him. Period. He is
EM
that special of a talent. How do
EM
you back that up?
EM Dolphin, your source is gonna end up being wrong.
I hear you. I hear you. I
He's
hear
gonna
you.
he's
Yo,
gonna
can I
end
throw
up.
something in real quick?
I gotta
No,
go, guys. But hey,
Yeah.
it's been real.
hey,
All
we,
right, man.
we
I
appreciate
get
you,
at
Mr.
you, bro.
Morgan.
All
Yeah, I
right,
get
bro.
at you.
Go ahead, Dre Sean.
Hey, I appreciate that. But hey, so like regarding the whole draft, you feel me? Considering we have like 3 first round picks, and then all right, what Dolphin fan was talking about how his sources talk about, oh yeah, you can tell people about how we're looking at Tua. But see, when it comes to like the last draft,
No,
bro,
no,
I
no, no,
believe.
no, no, not my source. That was Travis Wingfield's source, not
Oh,
mine.
right, right. And my
No,
point, my bad. But so
no, you
regarding
good.
that, you feel me? Like the last draft, you feel me? I believe that we were gonna draft a quarterback, but then the first round came, we got Christian Wilkins. So maybe that could be some sort of like smoke and mirrors. You feel me? But how I see, like I said, having 3 first round picks, you feel me? I feel like the first pick that we use, it shouldn't be used on a quarterback, because we have like more glaring needs. You feel me?
But how do we know that quarterback is not a need? How do you know? How can you sit here with a straight face? Anybody can sit here
That's
with a straight face after one game, you
see,
anointing Josh Rosen and saying this dude is he's our guy. I don't see how you can
E-
make that evaluation.
EM. That's the point that I guess a lot of people keep trying to make. We don't know that the quarterback is a glaring need. Like you say, how do we know that the quarterback isn't a need? We don't know. But what we do know is that defensive end is a need. So that should be the highest on the chart right now. What we do know should be the highest priority. And we will continue to determine if the quarterback is a priority as time keeps going and we get more and more on Rosen. That's why I don't understand us going after saying that, oh, we're getting a tool right now, when that's basically saying, I don't care how good you do, Josh Rosen, we don't want you anyway. And I
But
don't
you know what?
believe that.
But you know what? But you know what that is. The only reason why I make that argument is
Hmm.
because how these teams are evaluating him. He would be.
Mm-hmm.
It's like if Miami's picking at number one and they select him and they have him graded higher than any other player in the draft. All they're doing is going the best player available. They are. It's like when Khalil Mack was drafted. Okay, all of those teams that had relatively decent defensive ends and serviceable players at that position, and it wasn't a glaring need. Do you not think that if they could go back and turn back the hands of time and select him, do you think they would not do it? And
Well,
Khalil Mack was graded. I mean, I remember Merrill Hodge came out and said he's the best linebacker in the NFL right now. He ain't even play a down of football yet. The draft hasn't even happened yet. So again, if you go by your evaluation, and if you have to trust your evaluation, and if you have that dude graded that high, I'm sorry, Josh Rosen was not graded that high. I'm sorry. And
no,
again,
I get that, Ian, but let me throw another wrench into what you just said. First of all, you're assuming that Tua is the highest rated player in the draft. You're assuming. See, the media is telling you he's the highest rated player because the team that they assume is going to pick first has a need, quote unquote, at the position. So they automatically assume he's going number one overall. Some would argue Chase is a higher grade than Tua, day one starter in the NFL. So if we're really going to go best player available and we're not going off of need, then some could argue Tua still isn't going to be the guy.
But I agree with that. But again, what did I say? I prefaced my comment by saying it all depends on the evaluation Miami has on him. But I'm saying all
Well,
indications.
not just him, but Rosen too.
You go from Omar Kelly. You go to. I mean, you can name anybody. And I mean, and again, I don't take mainstream information and run with it. But I mean, that's a lot of smoke, bro. That is a ton of smoke that has been coming out since last year about Miami and linking them to Tua Tagovailoa. So all I'm saying is this: it all depends on if Miami has him graded that high. There is no way under the sun you can pass up that kind of talent, that kind of grade, and that kind of evaluation.
Unless they got somebody graded higher at another position.
But even then, even then, you're gonna take a highly graded quarterback over any other position anyway.
So
that's the most important position in football in all of sports.
So once again, you're basically what I'm hearing is, regardless of how good Josh Rosen does, it won't matter anyway.
That's
what I'm hearing.
No. What did I say? I said, barring a Kurt Warner type performance, that Josh Rosen steps in and performs like Kurt Warner did when he got his opportunity when Trent Green went down. Barring anything less than that, I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
But we're saying a Kurt Warner performance, but the difference is Kurt Warner's receivers were catching the ball.
I get all of that. I understand. I get all of it. And I feel bad for Josh Rosen because I don't think the team is in love with him. I really don't believe that. If
you're right in all of this, then you're piggybacking on, not you're piggybacking, but this is piggybacking off of the point that I was making for the longest about Josh Rosen, where if you're a fan of Josh Rosen and you really want him to start for the Miami Dolphins, then you should be rooting for Fitzpatrick to be starting this year. You should have been rooting for Fitzpatrick to be starting this year because no matter what, Josh Rosen was going to get an unfair situation because no matter how well he plays, it still might come with many losses. Mm-hmm. It still will come at, look at how well he played on Sunday, and nobody cares about how well he plays because they still weren't converted. Mm-hmm. Teardrop NFL passes, still no good.
I agree to that.
It's an unfair situation for the kids. So if we do take a Tua and we plan on starting Tua, that is so unfair for that kid.
I agree 100%. I agree. But again, what does Flores preach? Competition. If you that dude, it don't matter if you bring Joe Montana in there. Beat him out. And again, I hope they keep. I hope this scenario plays out that way because one, it's going to make Josh Rosen a better player. Okay, mm-hmm. And two, again, you still have that asset sitting there. If you think, and you can still either one of them. You can get Rosen to play his trade value up. They'll give a team will give a first round pick for him, as well as a young asset like Tua. So I think it would be better for both quarterbacks to if they like him that much, and we get the number one overall pick, or we get an opportunity to select him and bring him in. What do you got to lose?
Well, here's my problem with that. Why do you need to bring why would you pass up on a Chase to bring in competition for Rosen when you can get a Chase and still bring in competition for Rosen?
How do you know that dude is going to be a sure? How many defensive ends have been great, have come out. Vernon Golson comes to mind. Nobody had a better evaluation of Vernon Golson the year he came out. And the Jets selected him at fourth overall and played what, 2 games? Come on. You don't
Yeah,
know he's a sure thing.
you're right. But one thing I do know is statistically, a defensive end coming out in the first round is more likely to
More so
make it in
true.
the NFL than a quarterback coming out in the first round. That's what I do know.
That's true.
See, so
Well,
I get your point. You don't know any of these players, but you got a higher probability at the defensive end position. See, some people will kick back on what I just said and say, no, because the quarterbacks end up starting longer and everything. It's because it's the quarterback. You literally give the quarterback 4, 5, 6, 7 years before you realize, oh, they ain't the one.
but
And
TD, you're not. But TD, what you're not considering is the staff that we have now. New
mhm,
England, if we can go by what New England does, when do you ever see New England take a defensive end in the first round? When do you ever see that? You never see that. I think Richard Seymour was the last one.
I want to
that's
chime
You
in
never
for a
see
minute
that.
well,
with
hold
the.
on. Let me pause the brakes here. But that's like saying you never seen New England take a quarterback in the first round.
Mm,
That's
They have it.
it's
They
just,
have it.
but it's just like saying that because they still have the necessary people to get the job done.
Well, Drew Bledsoe was taken in the first round. He's the number one overall pick.
How long ago was that?
Well, I mean, you go from Drew Bledsoe to Tom Brady. They only had 2 quarterbacks during the last 20 years.
But that, but
So
but that's all I'm saying. They didn't even take Tom in the first round.
they lucked up and found Tom Brady. Let's all agree on this. Everybody whiffed on his evaluation. They whiffed on him.
The Patriots
So,
didn't.
they did, but they selected him. But if they thought that highly of him, they would have waited to the 6th round to select him.
No, well, not necessarily. See, when you're a great coach, you know you could take a 6 round talent, and then later in their career, people say they should have been number one. It's not that you whiffed on them. It's just like when I play fantasy football. It's certain players that, oh, I know that they should be drafted in the third, but nobody knows, so I can get them in the sixth. I can get them in the seventh. So that's great scouting. That's what you call a great scout team that says this
hmm
player will not go ahead of this, but I'm telling you now, he has the portfolio. This is the guy to get.
I
So
agree.
I don't think the Patriots whiffed on Tom Brady. Going to get a quarterback that late, this little scrawny kid, man, they knew he had potential to be something special, but they just picked him at a spot where
I,
if he didn't, it was no loss.
well, I
hmm
say this when you're talking about evaluations. You don't know. You can only hope.
Hmm.
And that's why I have a lot of confidence with our team now, more so than any time in any period of time that I can remember, is because of the infrastructure that we have as far as talent evaluation, in talent in developing that talent. So again, this kid Chase Allen, I mean, I saw where he got like what in 2 games he got like what seven sacks or something like that. He's
Hmm.
dominating. He looks like the real deal, and I'm not saying he's not, but if you're going by how New England generally does things, I'm not saying Flores. We have a we have a carbon copy of what they're doing, but I mean, but we can be, let's be real. There's a lot of similarities there. So um, I just think again they need to get the quarterback situation right, whether that be Josh Rosen or Tua Tagovailoa. Why not stack the chips in your favor, select him? That increases your chance of finding the guy. What if Rosen busts out? What if Rosen busts out, turns out to be the biggest bust, you know, since Blake Bortles? Okay, then what do you do? And then Tua, somebody selects Tua, and he turns out to be Steve Young or Joe Montana. So you're gonna
But we
ignore
got
your,
two
you're gonna
first rounds in the following
And what
draft that
and what
will help us out also.
and what if Tua bust out?
Yeah.
you got Josh Rosen sitting there. You got Josh Rosen sitting right there. That's why I said that's the best case scenario because you select them and have a true quarterback competition between them. and may the best man win.
So,
It's
so
a
are you
win-win.
saying, are you telling me that whatever quarterback, the best quarterback available at number 8 in the draft, would not be competition for Josh Rosen?
No, I'm not saying that at all.
That's
I'm
the
not saying
point.
that at all.
That's the point I'm trying to make. Why wouldn't we go with a defensive end at our top pick and our second pick go for the best quarterback?
But well, like I said, quarterback is the most important position in sports.
It's
You got
not.
you have the potential. If they you have the potential to get a franchise offering player, quarterback. Look at the difference. Look at what Houston would be without Deshaun Watson. They would be in the lot. They would be in the picking in the top 5 every year. Look at what Kansas City would be without Patrick Mahomes. Look at what New England would be without Tom Brady. This kid has those similar evaluations, and I'm like, man, it's no way you can pass that up. It's just no way for Josh
I think
Rosen, for anybody.
I think the fundamental differences that me and you have are you're putting more emphasis on the quarterback when you make statements like it's the most important position in sports. And I just personally disagree with that. Like you say, what would New England be without Tom Brady? Well, when Matt Castle took the reins, they were just fine. You said,
And
well,
boom, and I'm glad you hit. I'm glad you made that point because that's the point I've been trying to make, trying to get over. You can go from a mediocre to good team to a Super Bowl perennial Super Bowl winning team in the conversation every single year. Seattle with Russell Williams, Russell Wilson. Why are they in the Super Bowl conversation every year? Aaron Rodgers in Green Bay. Why are they in the Super Bowl conversation every year?
but
Ben Roethlisberger.
they're not in the Super Bowl conversation every year. Only the people who put more merit on quarterbacks put them in that conversation. And then when they don't live up to the hype, they're not in it. Like Russell
So
Wilson.
it,
Russell
but
Wilson
so
Russell Wilson hadn't been in the Super Bowl conversation since his rookie contract. Well, let me take that back.
Mm-hmm.
He's been in the conversation, but he ain't been there since his rookie contract.
okay,
Aaron
but
Aaron Rodgers, come on, man. How long has it
Yep, been
been?
there
11,
3-4
10
years.
years?
but we can all agree on this. As long as you have that guy, you have an opportunity. And we haven't had that guy since Dan Marino retired. I'm
Long.
sorry if you love. I'm sorry if you love Ryan Tannehill. I apologize if I'm offended
I
anybody.
ain't worried about Tannehill.
But Ryan Tannehill was
I'm worried
just
about
it.
Joe Flacco. I'm worried about Joe Flacco. You telling me as long as you got that guy, Joe Flacco ain't that guy?
But again, that's an anomaly. Those
Anomaly.
hang on. Those situations come up. How often do you see that where they have a historically great defense that Baltimore had with Trent Dilfer and Joe Flacco? How often does that come around?
And Peyton.
Tampa
And
Bay,
Peyton, Tampa Bay.
2004.
How often does that come around?
It actually comes around very often if you take Tom Brady out of the equation.
Yeah.
You
No,
remove Tom.
I disagree.
Okay. If you take Tom Brady out of the equation, show me the last 20 years, everybody who won Super Bowls and everybody and who didn't have great quarterbacks and who had great quarterbacks. You're actually gonna find it ain't that big of a disparity.
You have Baltimore since 2000. You have Baltimore twice. You got
Great
the Tampa Bay
defense.
You got the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
Uh-huh.
You have the Denver Broncos. Peyton Manning's last year.
Well, he couldn't throw 40 yards. Go ahead.
Yeah, when he couldn't throw, and but you could say Russell Wilson. I mean, I don't think Russell Wilson was the player he is now, but he was a very good player during their
Yeah, I'm not putting him in I'm not putting him in that conversation. He's good.
So that's three teams. That's 3 teams in the last 20 years.
Eli Manning twice.
That's what I was about to say. I wanted to chime in because
That
I
wasn't a
think only all
historically
great
great
defenses
defense.
have won championships for the
Hold on,
most
hold
part.
on, hold on, hold on. He said it wasn't a great defense, but they had one of
That,
the best pass rushes in the
no,
game.
I said no. I said statistically that wasn't a historically great defense.
No, no, no.
Is what
I
I'm
ain't
saying.
talking. No, no, no. See, statistically, yeah, secondary and all that, but they had one of the best pass rushes in the game.
I
What I'm
agree.
saying
I
is,
agree.
Eli wasn't. My point here is Eli wasn't the main reason they won the Super Bowls.
That
It was
second Super Bowl he
Strahan.
was. Maybe not the first one, but the second one. That was all Eli Manning, bro. That was all Eli Manning. The second one. I mean, let's
Hey,
call let's keep let's
Even
keep it one
even
on.
if I gave you that,
Yeah, he had a great
okay, that's 5 teams out of you said what the last
In
20 years,
20 years, in
and I'm
20
sure,
years,
it's probably one or two more. But anywho, that's five. And if you take away Brady's six, you take away Brady's six.
but what historically great defenses has Brady really had though? I'm not saying they had been good,
His
except
first
except
three, in my opinion,
Brady has
I
first
always
of
argue
all,
this. Brady
first
first
of
three,
all,
I think his
Throwing them
defense was
Sunday
phenomenal.
fifth. Brewski and
Brady's
them, you can
always
say
had
that.
a
He had
defense.
Brewski, Seymour,
I'm
Rodney
not saying
Harrison, Ty
I,
Law,
I am
You can
not
say
saying they're not
that.
good players, but
Wilford.
from a historical perspective, you think that defense is a historically great defense? Really?
Now we're not
Okay,
talking. See,
okay.
it kind of get convoluted when we say historical great defenses because the
Mm.
conversation right now isn't comparing his historics. It's
mhm.
comparing the team that year. What did that quarterback have? He had a good defense that helped them win a Super Bowl. The defense might have been more attributable to the Super Bowl than the quarterback themselves, is what I'm saying. The quarterback may have played a part in it, but the teams that we're naming here, which I probably would say seven,
Y'all
it
don't
wasn't
forget Big
because it
Ben.
wasn't
Don't
the
forget Big Ben
quarterback
first
that was
ring.
the main reason. Yeah, and I can't. Yeah, that was another one. Big Ben. We know Big
His
Ben
first
is
ring,
good,
he played horrible.
but let's not
Horrible.
act like the defense isn't what got him that Super Bowl that year.
I see.
So,
Okay,
so when
let
you
me
look,
clear.
but,
Let me clarify. Let me clarify. I'm talking about when you're comparing a Joe Flacco. Oh, you know what? I'm talking about those caliber of quarterbacks that come along. You can't put Tom Brady in that same category because Tom Brady is the best.
no, no, no. I'm not giving Tom Brady. I ain't putting him in the category for none of it. Even though
Mhm.
his defense was made a major part.
oh, absolutely.
I'm not counting Tom Brady's, but I am talking about Flacco. I'm talking about Eli. I'm talking about Ben Roethlisberger when he won.
At
That
least his
playoffs
first one.
was defense,
The
man.
the
That
first the
was
first
Yeah,
defense.
that was
I'm
defense.
not the first time they won it, that was all defense. The
Hmm.
second time when they played Arizona, that was all Ben Roethlisberger, bro.
Yeah.
Mm.
Kurt
So,
Warner Kurt
so,
Warner shredded. Arizona moved the ball up and down. He had the game winning drive in that Super Bowl. Kurt
so
Warner
I'm with you.
shredded that defense,
I'm with you on that. But here's my point that I'm trying to make. We were saying in the last 20 years, right?
right?
We got about 7 teams where it wasn't really about the quarterback, and this is minus Brady. We got about 7 different years that it wasn't just about the quarterback, it was really more so defense led to win the Super Bowl. So when
I
you
would I wouldn't say seven. I would
got
say maybe four. I would say four,
well,
in my opinion.
we just counted five together,
Not
and then
seven.
we added Ben's first one, which was
Yeah,
six.
yeah.
But even then though, even with Ben Roethlisberger, that being the first time they won, with that team being so defensive heavy, Ben Roethlisberger. I mean, you can't say he was Joe Flacco. Oh, you know what I mean? You
Joe
can't say
Flacco,
he
no, I can't say that because Joe Flacco actually played well.
he
Hmm.
did. I give you
Joe
that.
He
He
Flacco
did.
did.
played. If
He
you would have
did.
asked me, Joe
I give
Flacco
you that.
played better in the Super Bowl in the playoffs that led to the Super Bowl than Ben played because
I,
Ben's defense carried him more than Now, well, I can't say more than Joe Flacco's defense, but Joe Flacco played better than Ben in
but
the
it,
playoff year.
but again, what's the common? Let me ask y'all this: what's the common thread between all them teams?
Defense,
Hang on, with the exception of Ben Roethlisberger and Tom Brady. What's the common thread between all of them teams?
defense.
They maybe how long did Ray Lewis play? Ray Lewis played what? 17 years? and he went to the Super Bowl twice.
Hmm.
That those 2 years wasn't the only years that they had great defenses. They had great defenses every year. So
Yeah, but
why didn't he go back to the Super Bowl? Why did he get more Super Bowls like Brady did?
yeah,
Because
but
they didn't because they didn't have the quarterback. That's
but
why.
Hey, may I
They
make a
did. They,
statement?
yeah,
go ahead,
sure.
bro. Go ahead.
I appreciate you, cause hey, so going back to your statement, Ian, about like being the quarterback being the most important position. In my opinion, I feel like all the positions are just as equal. Cause overall, it's a team effort. You feel me? And it's like you can have like a great quarterback, but if like everyone else isn't really putting up, then it's like you're not really gonna go nowhere. And then
I
also,
I agree.
what's up? Feel me? And then also another important thing is the staff, because like another thing that's also my opinion, I feel like Brady without Belichick is nothing. You feel me? I feel like, I mean, screw the Patriots, you feel me? But overall, Belichick, he a great coach, you know what I'm saying? And then look at Garoppolo, for example, you feel me? He turned out to be a pretty well quarterback, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, you feel me? You gotta give like the people, cause like, all right, you looking up to it, like, I feel like he a great quarterback, but you gotta see, what the staff really needs, you know what I'm saying? What really suits them and who they can mold to be into better players. But like, as a quarterback, like I say, I don't feel like that could be the most important. I feel like they're all equal.
But see, the quarterback is the only position on football that actually has the ball in his hands. Okay, so when you have and again, all I'm saying is this. My whole point with Tua, it could be
Right.
Jordan Love, it could be Jordan Love, it could be whoever. I'm just going by what the majority of reports have been saying about Miami's evaluation of this particular player.
I got you. You're
But
going off of the reports. When do you think Jordan Love will be drafted?
oh, he Jordan Love. Jordan Love is going in the top 10.
So, this,
He,
so
he'll
this
he'll go to
this brings
he'll
it
go in
back
the
to
top
my,
10.
but this brings it back to my original point that started all of this. If you got to pick at number 1 or 2 and you got to pick at 8, what's the problem of getting a defensive end in the first pick and then at 8 trying to get a Jordan Love?
But that's what I'm saying, TD. That's my whole point that I've been saying. If you have that kind of grade on tour, like everybody is saying, everybody has this overwhelmingly favorable grade on him.
I
Since
don't.
John Elway, since John Elway, and all you can go by is your evaluation. I'm not saying Miami. I'm not saying Miami is listening to Mel Kiper and Todd McShay and Bucky Brooks and all these individuals on TV. I'm going by
Mhm.
what reports are saying how in their boardroom and behind closed doors the evaluation that they have been conducting on this young man for 2 years now, and this plan has been in motion for 2 years now. So all I can do, and until draft day, when they select, and if it's not Tua, well then we know it was all a smokescreen. But I'm going by what seems to be the consensus amongst all outlets. They're saying that Miami has a overwhelmingly favorable grade on that player, and I mean just any player, whether it be a quarterback, a defensive end, a wide receiver, a running back, or whoever. If you have that high grade on a particular player, there is no way in the world you should pass that up.
Go
I'm a
ahead,
firm believer.
Vincent. My bad.
Um, I'ma just say it like this. A couple years ago, there was a guy who was graded above Deshaun Watson and Patrick Holmes, and he was selected by the Chicago Bears, and he was graded above those two guys, bar none. They
No,
said it wasn't even close. And we all,
Chicago
we
had that
all,
grade
we
on him.
all, and we all. That's what I'm saying. You say if a team has that, I bet you Chicago right now wish they could go back, but that's what everybody was saying in the media outlet. Mitchell Trubisky should be the first quarterback off the board. I bet you they go back and get Mahomes or Deshaun if they could. I bet you they
But
they
but you know
give
what?
10 first round picks up for that draft over
I
again.
I
Like,
I, I agree. I agree
why
with
are
you
we going
100.
by
percent
grades?
But that's what you have to go by. What that, the process of evaluating players of college players coming into the NFL. That's the only system you have to go by.
But I don't understand how. Well, first off, this is speculation that Miami has a high grade on them. First off,
Again,
because I don't know how you can have a high grade on somebody that you ain't even got a sample size to see them playing against the greatest competition and the grade be great during that. Every time this man plays against tough competition, he don't look like he's graded high.
how many national championships does he have? How many national championships does he have?
Two? One?
Yeah, he's got one, right? So he's played in two national championship games, right?
Mm-hmm.
He they won the first they won his first one, which he shined in, okay, and then he played against the historically. The reason why Clemson made him look like that, and that's any quarterback. See, this is another argument that I hate to hear. You're grading him, you're knocking him for having a bad game against a historically great front that he faced in Clemson, which I saw the other day. They put that front in the top 10 of all college teams of all time. Every quarterback looks like that. When Brady gets heat in his face, what does Brady look like? What does Brady look like?
He audibles and get rid of the ball fast.
No,
See, when Brady gets hit, when the pressure's coming at Brady, he adjusts the game. It's very rare.
Not every time though.
But what you're doing right now, you're comparing Brady and saying not every time. Once out of every 100, that's not every time.
No. What I'm saying is, Tua had a bad. It was one game when he went against LSU last year. Did he not shred them for 400 yards? When he went against Georgia, did he not shred them for 350 yards? Every with the exception of that game with Clemson, which was a historically great team up front, in particular in that front that they had, they couldn't block them up front.
The difference is in the biggest competition in the NFL, you're going to be going against great fronts. Just because he played at LSU don't mean Alabama's D-line, Alabama's O-line still wasn't better than their D-line. Just because he played some good teams don't mean that his O-line still wasn't better than their D-line. It's Alabama. Everything is 5-star.
Okay. Well, do you remember when Tom Brady faced the Denver Broncos the year Denver won it with Peyton Manning and faced him in the AFC Championship game in Mile High Stadium? How did Tom Brady look that day?
Not great.
Okay, my point is they couldn't block him up front. Everybody got to have protection. So it's not a knock when you
listen.
use that.
I feel what you're saying. 100% across the board. But what I'm saying to you right now, right? Because in my heart of heart, I listened to you and I was going to sleep, but I couldn't because you got this. You sound like Kingsbury talking about Kyler Murray, bro. And I know what people on the outside are saying right now, but in the games that matter, when he's facing competition that's across from him, that's just like those 5 stars that he's got everywhere, that dude shrinks. I'm sorry.
How you going to say that when they in a national championship game every year?
Listen, hold on. They're supposed to be. When you have the number 1 recruiting class every year, with the exception of last year because Clemson the champ.
That's not his fault.
Hold on, because Clemson the champs now. Alabama ain't the champs. Clemson the champs. So
let me ask you.
They
is he the only quarterback?
Listen, let me finish.
Okay, go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead, bro. My bad, bro. I apologize.
All I'm saying is this, and I'm gonna leave it at that. And I respect your position on this whole Tua thing. I have not at once said that he's not a talented player. What I'm saying is right now, if we are looking do something that we've never done before, then that means that we have to go against what popular people's opinions are, which is build the infrastructure of this team. That does not mean run behind some over-the-top quarterback that has. Listen, people didn't like Eli. People said Eli wasn't a great quarterback, but Eli got 2, and Eli beat the GOAT.
But you know what's you know what's underrated? You know what's underrated about them Eli Manning championship squads? Look at the offensive line they had.
Underrated.
See, everybody points to the defense.
I don't think underrated.
What people fail to realize is they always pointing to that pass rush they had. They had arguably the best offensive line in football them 2 years if they won.
Listen. I don't care about any of that. Here's what I know: the Giants were 10. Well, they were 9-7 and ran the table in the playoffs and won a Super Bowl against Tom Brady. So At the end of the day, the people said an average arm strength quarterback wasn't gonna get it done. They won, but they
Well,
had all the other pieces in place. Eli can't stand back there with that noodle arm and throw those passes without them dogs up front blocking for him. I don't care if you get.
my point.
I'm just saying, bro.
I
We got so
understand.
many other holes. We got so many other holes.
And no one is saying that
And we're
we
not gonna
don't.
have this opportunity ever again. 3 first rounders,
Again,
and you
you
want
might
to
not. Again, you might not have an opportunity to draft a prospect like this.
a quarterback?
Come on, man. Every year you're gonna have one.
Did
Yeah.
Andrew Luck change? Did Andrew Luck change Indianapolis?
Quarterback? No,
Were they not perennial contenders every year?
not every year. Andrew Luck got his tail kicked for 4
Were
seasons.
they? When
They had no offensive line.
they missed the playoffs, what, 2 years?
He had
Bro,
no
the
offensive
Colts,
line. He
the
got killed.
Colts.
That's why
Hold
he
on, hold on, guys. The Colts are a
right.
primary. You're bringing the Colts up and Andrew Luck when he's a primary example of a team putting everything into the quarterback without giving the infrastructure to take care of the quarterback.
Yes, that's what I'm saying.
If we're selected number 1 overall, how can we not address our offensive line issue? We got 13 picks in the draft.
Okay, so let me ask you a
How
question.
can you not address your infrastructure?
Let me ask you this question.
Because you can't use all 13 on offensive lines and
Let me
nobody's
ask you this
100%
question.
in the
Right.
draft.
So we
That
go
makes
into
no
this.
sense. But anyway,
Listen,
go ahead.
so we go into this draft, right? And we take your guy. I'm gonna walk with you on this. So we take your
First off, he ain't my guy. I'm going by what the
Oh.
consensus is. He ain't my
Okay.
guy.
Okay, so
Go
the
ahead.
consensus says we take Tua, right? So then we come back, and who knows where the other picks are because they're not ours, right? So we go and we hope and pray. Now we got to go and play this whole jumping around all over the place thing about the guys that we were really in love with, hoping that they'll be there. But for a quarterback that we still don't know what he's gonna do at the NFL level. I mean, we're still talking about a college kid, right? Playing out there against other college kids that highly recruited, best of the best from all over the nation. That's what he's doing. He's out there pitching, he's tossing the ball around with a bunch of 5-star athletes because nobody at Alabama that's starting on Saturdays, 11 on offense and 11 on defense.
That's crazy.
Those dudes, they
crazy.
chose to go there, and they stacked up for 3 years, right?
All
5
I'm
stars
saying
everywhere.
is Tua was not the only one to play with 5-star quarterback to play at Alabama with 5-star recruits.
All I'm saying is the last time.
Nick Saban did just to get there this year. Since
No,
Tua
all
been
I'm
there.
saying, all I'm saying is that it took Dabo Swinney a while to get what he got, and they got the championship now, and it resides in Clemson. And when he had an opportunity, the guy that you're talking about is the highest rated dude since Elway and all this other stuff. He shrunk.
Well,
He was non-factor. And they got walked. They got walked through.
I want to chime in briefly with the Tua.
I can't argue that point, but look to rebut what you just said. Look at how Trevor Lawrence looked the first game of the year.
Yeah, he's supposed to. He's supposed to. Dabo Swinney lost his offensive coordinator. He lost his offensive coordinator.
Did he not look terrible? Did he look terrible?
He lost his offensive coordinator. They lost the offensive coordinator. The offensive coordinator is no longer there. He's a head coach now.
Okay. Sorry, but go ahead.
I want to chime in briefly because EM Dolphin, I feel a little bit where you're coming from. I'm one of the guys that we all love the Dolphins. We all want our team to win. And I can be honest right now and tell you, when I saw Tua come in and win that championship, he really caught my eye and impressed me and had me watching him. I also, at the same time, been paying attention, listening to you guys, listen to TD as well. And as big a fan as I am of Tua, and I was listening to TD a while back when you first brought this up, TD, a while back, about reading defenses and so forth. And I started watching that. And I say, that's a question mark for me. Because again, he is loaded. Regardless, he is loaded with talent. From first string on the 5 stars on their first string, 5 stars on their second string, and maybe some on their third.
Judy is a dog.
But see,
so
that's why
when you
number one rated receiver on the board.
Yeah, he's had one of the better receivers every year.
I agree.
So my thing is this. I'm actually a fan of Tua, and I like him. I don't know how
I
true
love
these
the kid. Don't
reports
get me
are.
wrong.
I don't know how true the reports are because I hear what you're hearing as far as like they get this indication and this feeling that we just sold on Tua. We tanking for Tua. I don't
I
know how
believe
true
it.
that is. I don't know how true that is, but from the outside looking in, watching our staff, paying attention to what we're doing, I got a feeling like Mr. Ballgame, what you talking about. I don't know Rosen like that. I watched Rosen and I start paying attention to him very closely. I see something that I like in Rosen that if he keep it up, this guy got the arm talent and he got
Oh,
the
no
I
question.
think he got a little bit
He's
of that dog in
talented.
him too. He got
Yeah,
He
that
no,
dog in
does,
him.
man.
no
He
question.
He
does.
No
already
Trust
the
question.
me.
thing
He
No
is
does.
question.
the
No
thing
question.
that I would look at right now and compare if we put Tua in our system right now, do you think Tua is going to do as well as Rosen right now? No, I'm gonna tell you right now. No, I don't think he's going to do.
Mm,
Rosen got a little
mm.
bit of experience from last year getting his butt beat in Arizona with a horrible line.
Well, you know
So
what? I would say
Ja-
I would take
listen,
this point.
hey, Josh been a dog since the 8th grade, bro.
You
I
He
know
was a
believe
why?
quarterback of my
I
football
seen some
team.
stuff in him. I see some stuff in
I'm
him, and
telling you, I know this kid,
he got
man.
heart. He got
like I
heart.
I
talk,
know this kid.
like I told y'all, go look up, go to Travis Wingfield's website. And for all you all, TD and whoever else, all of y'all that says Tua only makes one read and throws the football, he makes one read.
I
He's
wouldn't
never
say that. I wouldn't say that.
he's never coming off his
I
first
I
stand behind
didn't.
you,
his
Travis.
first progression. Y'all are wrong as too much
I
shoes,
didn't
fellas.
say. I
I
didn't
highly
say.
recommend you check
Hold
that
on, hold on.
website out.
Let me clear this up. I didn't say he only
He
makes
can't
one
read it.
read. I said that his sample size of making other reads are minimal because he doesn't have to. And I want to see a quarterback who's had to a lot. And it's a law of large numbers. It's the law of
Mm-hmm.
large numbers. If this man
Yeah.
threw the ball 10 times and 9 out of 9 are completions because it was the first progression and it's completed. And that 10 time, you know what? The 10 time might even be completed because he found the second or third progression. But a lot of times on that second or third progression, he's already on the run, calling receivers to move and come back and things like that. So he's good on the run, doing things like that. But sitting
Hmm.
in the pocket, going through progressions, I just don't have a sample size to be able to evaluate that fairly. I can't
See
go
that?
off of 1 or 2 plays a game to say he goes through progressions very good. I can't do
Well,
that.
when people make that when they have that argument, I just ask them. I can't say that he does or not. I don't. I haven't
Thank
watched
you.
every.
You can't
I
say he
have.
can or he
I,
can't because there's not a
I
sample size
haven't.
to tell you.
I haven't watched every. I haven't watched every Alabama snap. And then on top of that as well, it's not his fault that his receiver is beating his man. Obviously you have to get it to the person that's open.
It's not his
So
fault.
it's not. So I
I'm
don't see how that's a valid knock. That should be a
It's not
detriment
a
to his
knock.
game.
It's not a knock.
I'm
But
going to reserve. I'm going to reserve my comments about the young man anymore until I see him go against LSU.
Mhm.
If
Did
he
you see
goes
him go
out
against
and he
LSU last year? Did you see him last year?
no. I'm talking about this LSU squad with Grant Delpit back there
Hmm.
manning up full time. This LSU squad, this group is gonna give them problems. So
And they might, and they
when is
should
I
that
because
game? When is that
LSU got.
game?
November 9th.
We
But you
might
know,
live stream.
I
We
reserve my
might live
comments
stream.
about him until
but
then.
here,
I want to
but
see
here,
him against another stacked team. All these other
what
teams, Southern Mississippi, all the no.
So what expectations are you putting on him? Should he throw for
What you mean?
500 yards? Should he throw for 500 yards against LSU?
No, just
Against
have a
Georgia?
good.
No, it's just
Just
gonna
have
have
a
a good
good
game.
game.
Okay. Well, I just want to make that.
It's that simple.
Also,
So
see,
Delpit
I'm
gonna be
sorry.
a first. He gonna be a top 10 pick too.
Also, TD, let me ask you this: a quick question.
Grant Delpit. Look
When
him
when
up
you say that
if you don't know about him.
when you're critical of Tua,
Mhm.
what quarterbacks in the past have you when you evaluated them and you said, well, bam, I believe that kid, based on what he's done in college, that'll translate to the pros.
I'm not. First off, again, I think think you're interpreting my argument the wrong way. I'm not critical of Tua. Once again, I'm going to repeat this one more time. There are unknowns that I don't feel comfortable wasting the first pick on.
Okay.
You know, there are unknowns. I'm not critical of him. I talked about all the things he does well. I mean, he checks a lot of boxes for me, but he doesn't X boxes for me. But some of them are left blank.
Okay, so you say he's not. So you're saying he doesn't want a first round pick? Is what you said? Is what you just said?
No, wait. What did you say? I said that he's not warranted a first round pick.
You said he
is.
coming out. He does not warrant a first round selection. Is what you said?
He's not warranted a first round selection for me if it's other options that are out there like Chase and other guys like that.
He can go in the first round. Number one to us, if that's what.
That's my point to us.
He's a first round
talent.
So
he's a first round talent. We just don't need him. We got other things that we need.
We got to build them trenches.
So I ask you again, what quarterback in the past that you could? Let me ask you: have there ever been a quarterback that you said, "Man, boom"?
Yeah, last 10 years. Last 10 years.
The last 10 years.
In the last 10 years, he just retired. Andrew Luck.
He
was
coming
out of college, coming out of Stanford.
Okay. So I asked you again. There was many games Andrew Luck could see when he came out that he struggled in the Pac-12. In the Pac-12, I might add, as opposed to the SEC. So what about Andrew Luck's game that convinced you that he would translate to the pros? That you're not willing to give that same credit to Tua?
Because Andrew Luck was playing with. Listen, because Andrew Luck on that Stanford team was playing with guys that were 2,
3-star guys.
He was standing in the pocket. Andrew Luck was all they had.
Okay.
And they still won. Andrew Luck won them 8 games.
And not only that,
How do you make the difference?
Hold on, guys. Not only that, Dolphin, but also the fact that at that point when Andrew Luck was coming out, my team actually had a real quarterback need. So at that point, I would have given the priority to Andrew Luck. So that's all I'm saying here. That was the gravest need at the time. Plus, looking that he played for a team where he made the difference. It wasn't
in playing in the Pac-12. I might add again. Playing in the Pac-12.
See what you're missing is he's paying in the Pac-12, but it's even because the players around him are 2 and 3 stars.
No,
you see?
I disagree with that. But I think
you can disagree with it, but it's the truth. Andrew Luck was on any given Saturday, while he was a quarterback at Stanford, he was the best player on his team.
Nobody is disputing that. I'm not disputing that.
So Andrew Luck would go out there and will his team by himself, just on his merit. 6 games you can count on that.
So you don't think Tua is the best player on his team full of 5-star recruits?
Hell no.
Tua ain't.
Oh my God. Okay.
I say that emphatically. No.
Man, I tell you, y'all killing me tonight. Y'all killing me tonight. Oh
no.
My God.
I say it again. No.
Tua doesn't.
Killing me tonight.
This is what you're missing. Tua doesn't have to will his team. Tua doesn't have to will his team because it's already sitting there on a platter. There ain't no will needed.
Did he will his team the first championship game? The first national title game? Did he will his team that game?
Did Jalen Hurts win a championship?
No. Did Tua
Did Jalen Hurts win a championship?
Did Tua not put that team on his back on the biggest stage on his first national championship win? Did he not do that?
How you put
Did you have a bad pass the first one?
Hold on, you're sitting here trying to tell me that a quarterback put a team full of 5-star players on his back.
What was the team like? What was the team like when Jalen Hurts was in there before he made the switch at halftime?
Still, they were still with five stars.
They were getting ready to get blown off, ran out of that stadium. Until Nick Saban made the switch, and what happened? The rest is history. He put that team on his back. Come on, let's keep it 100. Let's keep it all the way funky. Get out of your feelings.
Okay.
And just let's keep it 100.
Could I say something? Okay.
Go ahead.
Can we go all the way 100 with that? Okay. So basically, what you had was a Jalen Hurts who at that time wasn't as good as a passer as he is now. So what they did was they said, Jalen, you're going to throw. What Tua could do was utilize those wide receiver weapons that Jalen couldn't. So that's where it came in at. But like Jalen did carry that team the rest of that year.
They had 8 in the box, stopping the run game. So they put the pure passer in there.
However you spin it, the bottom line is Jalen Hurts was not making the plays.
Listen, this is how I'm gonna spin it. This is how I'm gonna spin it. I don't want you to take this the wrong way, but you got a real love thing going for this Tua kid. But we got so many other holes, bro. We got so many other holes.
I prefaced everything I said off of what the reports are indicating about the connection between Miami and
you're defending the report, so it's your take as well.
You know why?
That's what I'm saying.
Okay, you know why? I'm going by my eye test.
Okay, so don't say report. You own it as yours too.
So Tua's your guy.
No.
Yeah.
Tua is
how about this?
What did I say?
Who's your guy?
He is.
Do your eye test on Grant. I mean, do your eye test on Thomas from Georgia, the left tackle. Do your eye test on on Taylor, the running back. Do your eye test on Grant Delpit.
In my opinion,
Isaiah Simmons.
In my opinion, what I've seen, this kid is special. Period. He is.
If you want to go by reports, there's reports out that Jonathan Taylor might be running away to a Heisman over quarterbacks.
That's what you need to do your eye test on all these other holes that we need to fill.
Man, I'm gonna write a report tomorrow telling people Ryan Tannehill to go.
But I just don't get how y'all think by drafting a quarterback, you can't address your strength, you can't address the other aspects of your team. Why you think they amass all of this capital?
No, you can address it. No, you can address it, but you want to have a better chance of addressing it.
I see a Jordan. I don't see Jordan Love going in the top 10. I see Jordan Love going to maybe the top 20. But
go ahead.
I'm okay with taking another quarterback. I just don't want to take a quarterback in the top 5 if that's why our pick is, because we got stuff that we need. We need impact guys. We need a pass rusher. So it don't even matter if we got 2. If we don't have nobody to generate no pass rush, bro, we're gonna have the same stuff going next year. We need impact players in the quarterback position.
You know something. What we really need. You know what we really need. We don't have to have a superstar with all those picks that we got. We just have to get solid players that contribute and can do what they're asked to do. Period. You don't have to have superstars.
Not at the defensive end position. You need
the only superstar you need is that dude Tua. That's it, baby.
Oh my!
That's all you need.
Hey guys! I don't mean to have to cut this off, but we are 3.5 hours in on the stream. It's 1 a.m. This was a great conversation, man. But on the way out, man, first of all, I want to thank all y'all for joining us tonight. Shout out to Golden One, Dreshaw, Fins Up, Mr. Ball Games. He came back out of his sleep to come back.
I'm glad he did.
And EM Dolphin representing in the house, man. All y'all, man, your different takes, all you did is made the show that much better, man. And I appreciate y'all doing that for TD Fans Talk. But on the way out, before we leave, I'm gonna tell y'all what we really need, baby. You know what we really need?
What's up?
King and Drake to stop fumbling the ball. This TD Fans Talk. It's your boy, man. And
all right, now y'all have a good evening.
I see you, Mr. Ballgame. But I love y'all, man. Thank y'all for tuning in, man. Y'all tell everybody peace. Y'all out, man.
All right, peace. Hey, one love, bro.
Hey,
all right.
TD.
Yes.
Make sure you check those fantasy trades. That's all.
Hold on, y'all. Before we leave, we want to make sure one person ain't on the panel talking all that noise. All right, y'all. I love y'all, man. Hey, y'all
I
make
love you,
sure
bro.
y'all when y'all on the stream, tune in as much as you can. Call in, man. This was a great group to have. We had some great conversation, man. All y'all welcome back anytime, man. Anytime you see us
Thanks.
live and we on this platform, go ahead and call in. We got to do this again, guys. All right.
All right, now, so
Yes,
y'all
sir.
have a good evening.
Appreciate
Yeah.
y'all
All
love
right.
and support, man.
All
It's
right.
your
Love
boy.
y'all
It's time
too.
for me to get
Everybody
some
have a good
sleep.
night.
Peace.
Mhm.
All right.